Chapter 950. 10,000 years cold heart grass. Why? Can't I come to find Junior Brother if there's nothing? The woman smiled. That's not what I meant. I'm cultivating here, and it's very dangerous. It won't be good if I hurt you, Senior Sister, Yang Hongwu said. Junior Brother doesn't have to worry about this. Qiu Yingying smiled and said, Junior Brother still doesn't know my name. My name is Qiu Yingying. When Yang Hongwu heard this, he was a little surprised. Qiu Yingying could be said to be famous. She was one of the few great beauties of the Supreme Deity sect and had countless fans. Yang Hongwu had to admit that her appearance was indeed unparalleled. Her charm was even more powerful. Of course, this should be because she cultivated a powerful charm technique. Senior Sister, why are you looking for me? If there's nothing else, Senior Sister, please go back. I have to continue cultivating. Yang Hongwu didn't give Qiu Yingying any face and said directly. When Qiu Yingying heard this, she felt very uncomfortable. This guy, was she so unattractive? In his eyes, was he a martial arts fanatic who turned a blind eye to her charm? What a fool. However, she wouldn't give up so easily. She knew clearly that Yang Hongwu was now highly valued by the sect master. Moreover, his aptitude was very outstanding, and he had become the sect master's junior brother. One must know how terrifying his talent was for the sect master to accept him as a disciple. More importantly, he also obtained the Great Saint Pavilion and became the owner of the Great Saint Pavilion. He also subdued the true flame world devastating beast. His combat strength was also very terrifying. Although he was only at the first level of the Great Saint realm, his combat strength was enough to compete with a great Emperor realm warrior. Therefore, no matter what, she had to deal with him. Therefore, she didn't care about Yang Hongwu's obvious rejection and pretended not to hear it. Of course, I came to find Junior Brother for something. It's like this. I heard that Junior Brother is a powerful alchemist. It just so happens that I need to refine some pills, so I came to find Junior Brother. Junior Brother, don't worry. As long as Junior Brother can help me refine the pills, I won't let Junior Brother suffer a loss. Qiu Yingying said, What kind of pill do you want to refine? Yang Hongwu saw that this woman probably wouldn't give up. Originally, according to Yang Hongwu's character, he wouldn't pay attention to her. She actually dared to use charming techniques to deal with him. Yang Hongwu didn't have a good impression of her. Even now it was the same. However, Qiu Yingying's position in the Supreme Divine sect wasn't simple. She seemed to be related to Zhang Yoshin's younger sister, Zhang Yumei. At least, that was what the rumors said. Wind from an empty cave may not be without reason, so Yang Hongwu agreed to refine pills for her. Junior Brother, you agree? Qiu Yingying was overjoyed. Let's see what kind of pill it is. I have to be able to refine it. Yang Hongwu said, Yes, Junior Brother, you can concoct this pill. Qiu Yingying was overjoyed. The elixir I want to refine is the blood pet elixir. My master helped me catch a black celestial fox. I want to tame this black celestial fox as a battle pet, but I haven't succeeded. I heard that you can refine the blood pet elixir, so I came to you for help. Black celestial fox? When Yang Hongwu heard this, he was very surprised. The black celestial fox was also called the black celestial fox. It was a strange beast with a natural charm. Its charm was very terrifying. Once it transformed, it was very terrifying. It was said that Daji in the untainted world was a kind of black celestial fox. Yes, it's the black celestial fox. Qiu Yingying said, Senior Sister is lucky to be able to obtain such a heaven-defying beast like the black celestial fox. Yang Hongwu said, This is luck. How can it be compared to Junior Brother who obtained the true flame world-destroying beast? Qiu Yingying's tone revealed a trace of pride. Although this black celestial fox wasn't as powerful as the true flame world-destroying beast, it was the most suitable for her. Once it recognized her as its master, her strength would increase tremendously. She could directly enter the Great Emperor realm. Moreover, she could fight against mid-Great Emperor realm experts. Yang Hongwu frowned slightly when he heard Qiu Yingying's words. Qiu Yingying actually knew about these things. She even knew about him obtaining the true flame world-destroying beast and the Great Saint Pavilion. It seemed that her status was indeed not simple. There were only a few people who knew about him refining the Great Saint Pavilion and obtaining the true flame world destroying beast. She actually knew about it. It was probably those supreme elders who said it. As for who it was, it must be Qiu Yingying's master. Qiu Yingying's master was Wu Tianshuang, the only female among the supreme elders. She was also very strong. Wu Tianshuang was rumored to have a good relationship with Song Dahong's mother. If Wu Tianshuang hadn't entered the supreme divine sect first, she would have become Song Dahong's mother's disciple and entered the Tanhua sect. I can refine the blood pet pill for you. However, the ingredients for refining the blood pet pill are not easy to obtain. My ingredients have already been used up when I was refining the blood pet pill. If you need to refine the blood pet pill, you will need to prepare the ingredients yourself. Yang Hongwu said, "That's easy. Junior brother, just tell me. I can get Master to go to the medicinal garden to get it." Qiu Yingying smiled and said, "As long as Junior brother can refine the pill for me, I will definitely not let Junior brother down. I have something that Junior brother will definitely like." "What is it?" Yang Hongwu asked. Master said that Junior brother has subdued and refined the true flame world destroying beast. However, the true flame world destroying beast is after all a terrifying beast that contains the supreme law of fire. Junior brother's cultivation is still lacking by a level, thus causing the yin and yang in his body to be out of balance. Therefore, you need a treasure of the extreme yin attribute to completely reconcile it. Coincidentally, I have something here that can help Junior brother solve this problem. As she spoke, Qiu Yingying took out a box. Even through the box, Yang Hongwu could feel a terrifying chill coming from it. He was surprised. Her master was really powerful to be able to see through his current situation. It seemed that no one in the Supreme Deity sect was simple. However, Yang Hongwu did not know whether Wu Tianshuang was his friend or foe. However, it would be great if she could give him a treasure of the extreme yin attribute. This is the 10,000 years cold heart grass. Yang Hongwu opened the box and was shocked. This was a very precious spiritual grass that contained the law of pure yin. If one could refine this spiritual grass, he would definitely be able to obtain a pure yin immortal body. This showed how precious this spiritual grass was. Yang Hongwu did not expect that Qiu Yingying would be willing to take out such a treasure for a blood pet pill. Chapter 9:51. Origin Gung Metal Surprise? Senior sister, you have given me a big surprise. Yang Hongwu said with a smile. This stalk of cold heart grass was indeed a huge surprise. Yang Hongwu did not expect that he would actually obtain such a huge benefit. It could actually completely eliminate the hidden danger in his body. If this stalk of cold heart grass was refined into a cold heart xian pill, then the effect would be even better. Once the hidden danger of his breakthrough was eliminated, then his strength would take another step forward. There's an even bigger surprise, Qiu Yingying said with a charming smile. After Qiu Yingying left, Yang Hongwu took out the cold heart grass and began to refine the mysterious cold heart pill. After 3 days, Yang Hongwu suddenly opened his eyes. A thunder tribulation descended. Yang Hongwu fiercely punched out, and the power of the thunder tribulation was instantly dispersed. Yang Hongwu's eyes burst out with light, and he jumped up. He pointed at the void, and the thunder tribulation was instantly dispersed. At this time, 2 white lights shot out from Yang Hongwu's alchemy furnace. They were filled with an intense chill, and the surrounding air was frozen. Yang Hongwu condensed magic power in his right hand, and his big hand grabbed the 2 white lights in an instant. Mysterious cold heart pill, finally refined. Yang Hongwu looked at the mysterious cold heart pill in his palm, and his heart was filled with joy. He actually refined 2 mysterious cold heart pills. This was a big surprise. If he could find a woman with a pure yin physique, it could also improve her physique, and she would already have a pure yin saint physique. Of course, Yang Hongwu wouldn't do this. Unless there was no other way, he would use the other mysterious cold heart pill to create a pure yin saint physique. Otherwise, Yang Hongwu would give this pill to Yuji and the others to improve their physique and cultivation. After all, their current strength was too weak. In the face of the terrifying battle that would break out in the near future, Their strength was simply insufficient, unless they stayed in their own inner world, in the space of the immortal pagoda. However, this would be too unfair for them. Yang Hanwu didn't want his women to stay in the space of the immortal pagoda because they weren't strong enough. This was not Yang Hanwu's style. Let's see how the effect is. Yang Hanwu put away one mysterious chilling heart pill and swallowed the other one. After swallowing the mysterious chilling heart pill, it turned into a majestic medicinal efficacy and burst out, forming a powerful cold current, crazily attacking his dantian. At this time, the god fiery dragon's god, slaying flame dragon's power erupted, and two powerful Yang Hongwus collided with each other. These two powerful forces even broke through his meridians. The intense pain made Yang Hongwu frown. He didn't expect that the two forces in his body were like two giant dragons constantly biting and fighting. This kind of pain wasn't something an ordinary person could endure. Fortunately, Yang Hongwu's cultivation technique was special. The 9 transformation yin-yang harmony art madly operated, constantly refining and absorbing the pure yin force and pure yang force. His cultivation was constantly increasing, and so was his realm. The spiritual power in his body was constantly being refined and purified. After a dozen breaths, Yang Hongwu felt that his spiritual power was much purer than before. "Master, please stop." At this time, a voice begging for mercy appeared in Yang Hongwu's mind. It was the voice of the god slaying flame dragon. God slaying flame dragon? Yes, master. If this continues, this little dragon will disappear. The god slaying flame dragon begged for mercy. Yang Hongwu thought for a while. Swallowing the god slaying flame dragon wasn't a big deal. Of course, there were benefits to not swallowing it. Suddenly, a thought flashed through Yang Hongwu's mind. Could he extract the soul of the god slaying flame dragon and pour it into a new mechanical combat beast? Or could he create a powerful mechanical combat beast that could fight against an invincible great emperor or even a Tai true god? Of course, if it was the original body of the god slaying flame dragon, its strength would be terrifying. After all, with the powerful god slaying flame, even a Tai true god expert wouldn't be a match for it if it was cultivated to a certain level. Your original body is useful to me, but I can create another body for you. An immortal and indestructible body. How about it? Yang Hongwu thought for a while and said, "Master, do you mean to create another body for me so that I can exist independently?" The god-slaying flame dragon didn't really want to. After all, his original body was created by himself. Moreover, after merging with the god-slaying heavenly flame, his physical body became even more terrifying and had greater potential. "I will create a new body for you with the chaotic age metal. What do you think? You can create whatever you want. Moreover, I will carve powerful formations and restrictions on it and integrate them with the space-time law." Yang Hongwu's eyes flickered. If he engraved a powerful formation and seal on it and integrated it with the law of time and space, the combat beast strength would be quite terrifying. If it could grow to its peak, perhaps even the legendary experts at the peak of the Tai true god realm will be no match for it. A body made of the chaotic age metal? The god-slaying fiery dragon's eyes flickered when he heard that. The chaotic origin age metal was a terrifying thing. Even if he wanted to melt the chaotic origin age metal, it would take him thousands of years to do so. Moreover, he would only be able to do it when he was at his peak. This was enough to show how terrifying the chaotic origin age metal was. If he could create a physical body with the chaotic age metal, it would be terrifying and powerful. He might even have the chance to become a supreme true god. No, he might even surpass a supreme true god. Back then, when his master broke through to the Tai true god realm, he left this world and sealed him here. This made him very angry, but he couldn't do anything about it. He wasn't strong enough and couldn't break the shackles. As a result, he was sealed in the Grand Saint Pavilion for tens of thousands of years. After tens of thousands of years, he had the ability to break the seal and come out. He thought that the sky was high and the sea was wide, and the sea was wide, and the sea was wide. However, He didn't expect to meet Yang Hongwu. Not only did he refine the Grand Saint Pavilion, he also had something like the blood pet pill and a powerful divine flame in his body, which made him Yang Hongwu's battle pet. Now, there was a chance. If he could really have a body made of the chaotic age metal, maybe he could really reach that level. As for whether Yang Hongwu would do something to the body, he wasn't worried at all. In front of absolute strength, all schemes and tricks were useless. Chapter 952. 5 Elements Transforming Thunderstrike. Don't lie to me. It's difficult to melt the chaotic essence, age metal. Even for me, it would take me thousands of years to melt the chaotic essence, age metal. With your current cultivation, it's impossible for you to use the chaotic essence, age metal to create a puppet, the god-killing flaming dragon said. Don't forget, I'm an alchemist, a formation master, and also a weapon refiner. Not only do I have high attainments in formations and alchemy, I've also done a lot of research in weapon refinement. Of course, most importantly, I'm also a symbol master and can create symbol beasts. Yang Hongwu said, if I use the chaotic essence age metal to create a talisman beast and let you become the primordial spirit of the talisman beast, your strength will reach an incredible level. Originally, Yang Hongwu wanted to create a puppet beast. However, on second thought, he thought of talismans and talisman beasts. When he was in the heavenly talisman mountain, he had obtained the supreme talisman Dao inheritance. It seemed that he had not used talisman Dao for a long time. If he could create a talisman beast, his combat strength would make a huge leap. Especially in a group battle, it would be even more terrifying. Thinking about it, if there were countless talisman beasts, it would be a huge killing machine when dealing with the alien demons. Your talisman technique has reached such a level. The god-killing flaming dragon could not believe it. He looked at Yang Hongwu and was shocked. If he was really that powerful, it was simply against the natural order. How could a person have so much energy to have such terrifying achievements in all aspects? Even his master couldn't do it. Unless his cultivation had reached the legendary Tai true god realm, he might be able to do it. However, it was just a guess. Every cultivator knew that when one's cultivation reached a certain level, he could reach the realm of creation. That was the real Tai true god. At that level, it was not difficult to create life. It was just the level of cultivation that determined the level of the life that was created. Yes, Yang Hongwu nodded. In fact, although Yang Hongwu's talisman technique was powerful, it was still a little difficult for him to create a talisman beast. The talisman beast that he created was not strong enough and could not reach the realm where he could do as he pleased. If he wanted to reach that level, he didn't know how long it would take. However, it was still possible to trick the god execution flame dragon. After all, this guy's life was already in his hands. He was his slave. Even if he didn't agree, he could still kill him. All right, I believe you. The god-slaying flame dragon thought for a moment and said, in the future, you must forge a powerful body for me, one that is even stronger than my current body. As for the time, it must be within 1,000 years. The god-slaying fiery dragon knew that it was impossible for Yang Hongwu to forge a physical body for him in a short period of time. It would definitely take some time. After all, a powerful physical body couldn't be created casually. Boom! At this moment, Yang Hongwu suddenly felt his heart palpitating. He quickly dodged. Boom! A terrifying thunder tribulation struck Yang Hongwu's side in an instant. Yang Hongwu was shocked. To think that someone would dare to sneak an attack on him here. This was the Great Divine Peak. To think that someone would have the guts to attack him on the Great Divine Peak. Moreover, this attack contained a terrifying killing intent. It was obvious that the attacker wanted to kill him. Could it be Song Dahong? Yang Hongwu squinted his eyes. Song Dahong wouldn't be so stupid to attack him here. However, if it wasn't Song Dahong, who could it be? After all, there weren't many people who could enter the Great Divine Peak. There were less than 50 people in the entire Supreme Divine Sect. The only person that he had offended after entering the Great Divine Peak was Song Dahong. As for the others, Yang Hongwu didn't know. Delusion Breaker, I activate, Yang Hongwu shouted. With the help of the cat, The delusion breaker I was activated. Come out. Yang Hongwu discovered a black shadow hiding beside a big tree. However, to Yang Hongwu's surprise, the delusion breaker I couldn't see through the opponent. He could only see a black shadow. Still not coming out? Yang Hongwu's eyes flashed with a cold light. Did he really think that his concealment technique was powerful? Yang Hongwu raised his right hand. A flame turned into an arrow and flew out. Swoosh! Swoosh! Yang Hongwu didn't just shoot out one flame arrow. He shot out dozens of them. Instantly, the black shadow was shrouded in it. Damn it! How did this little bastard discover me? Lei Jingxi was furious. He didn't expect that his sneak attack wouldn't succeed. Moreover, he was discovered. He must kill him. Otherwise, if news of this spread, he would be dead. He knew that Yang Hongwu's current status was extraordinary. He was the person that the sect master valued. He was also the person that the entire supreme divine sect valued. It was rumored that Yang Hongwu was the supreme divine sect. He was the hope of the entire nihility divine world. He was the savior of the nihility divine world. He was the legendary tribulation taker and the person in the prophecy. However, when he thought that his beloved woman was so close to him, Lei Jingxi was furious. When he saw his beloved goddess, Qiu Yingying, meet Yang Hongwu again with a rosy face as if she was nourished by love and left happily, his heart was once again ignited with rage. Finally, he couldn't control himself and launched a sneak attack on Yang Hongwu. However, he didn't expect that Yang Hongwu's vigilance was so high. He was just a first-level great saint. His 5 Thunder God punishment didn't kill him. Boom! The flame arrow collided with Lei Jingxi, causing a series of explosions. Powerful shockwaves spread in all directions. Who are you? Why did you launch a sneak attack on me? Yang Hongwu's eyes flashed with a cold light as he looked at Lei Jingxi coldly. He hadn't been in the Supreme Divine Sect for long. Even though he knew that there weren't many people who were qualified to enter the Supreme Divine Peak, he didn't recognize the person in front of him. Moreover, this guy was wearing a mask. This mask was very special. Even his delusion breaker, I couldn't see through it. It was a good item. 5 Thunder Transformation Strike. Lei Jingxi roared, and a terrifying bolt of lightning shot towards Yang Hongwu. This terrifying bolt of lightning was like a huge lightning dragon. It gathered the powerful energy in the surroundings and evolved into the power of lightning, forming a huge lightning dragon. 5 Thunder Transformation Strike. Yang Hongwu squinted his eyes. This attack seemed similar to the 5 Thunder God punishment that he cultivated. However, it was far from the real 5 Thunder God punishment. Chapter 9:53. Demon Slayer King Order, 5 Thunders Godly Punishment. How is this possible? How can you cultivate the 5 Thunders Godly Punishment? Lei Jingxi's lightning dragon was instantly shattered, and the majestic lightning energy was absorbed by Yang Hongwu. Lei Jingxi was shocked and could not believe his eyes. His 5 elemental lightning strike was easily blocked. Yang Hongwu had actually cultivated the legendary 5 Thunders Godly Punishment. It was extremely terrifying and was one of the strongest secret techniques in the entire Supreme Deity sect. For many years, no one had managed to cultivate it successfully. The only one who managed to do so was the ancestor of the Lei family, Lei Chongxin. But now this little bastard had actually comprehended the 5 Thunders Godly Punishment. Despicable, despicable. Nothing is impossible. Since you dare to kill me, you shall die today. Yang Hongwu would never let go of someone who dared to sneak attack him. Moreover, this fella did not hide his killing intent at all. This was enough to prove that this fella would never give up on him. If he let him go, he would definitely continue to attack him. Yang Hongwu did not like this kind of fella. He did not like people who were plotting against him behind his back. Moreover, he would soon leave this plane and leave the empty divine world. At that time, if this fellow were to harm Lu Guangxin and the others, it would be bad. You want to kill me? Do you know who I am? My master is Wu Shuangquan, and my father is Lei Jingxin. If you kill me, you will offend Wu Shuangquan and the Lei family. At that time, even the sect lord will not be able to protect you. Lei Jingxi said gloomily. He did not want to die. Why would I not dare to kill you? Since you want to kill me, You should be prepared to be killed. What are your last words? Say them now. I will give you 30 breaths of time. Yang Hongwu said indifferently. It was impossible for him not to kill him. He could not leave any trouble behind. You must not kill me. If you kill me, you will also die. Are these your last words? Then die for me. I want to see if Wu Shuangquan or the Lei family will go against me for you, Yang Hongwu said coldly. When Yang Hongwu heard Wu Shuangquan's name, he understood that Wu Shuangquan was Wu Tianchuang's elder brother, and Wu Tianchuang was Qiu Yingying's master. This guy probably attacked him because of Qiu Yingying. This made Yang Hongwu surprised. He thought that Song Dahong wanted to deal with him. However, even if he knew that Yang Hongwu was not sent by Song Dahong to deal with him, Yang Hongwu would not let him go. Die. Yang Hongwu once again used the Five Thunders God punishment. Although Yang Hongwu had cultivated the Five Thunders God punishment a little, he had not yet reached the peak of perfection. However, even if that was the case, it was enough to kill Lei Jingxi. When the Five Thunders God punishment descended, Lei Jingxi was instantly scared out of his wits, as if he could not die anymore. At this moment, Qiu Yingying had just arrived at the Great Divine Peak and saw this scene. She saw Lei Jingxi being killed by Yang Hongwu. Junior brother Yang, you killed Lei Jingxi. Qiu Yingying looked at Yang Hongwu and muttered. She was stunned. Lei Jingxi was the disciple of her martial uncle and the successor of the Lei family. Now that Lei Jingxi had died in the hands of Yang Hongwu, everything was going to be troublesome. Even if her martial uncle would not do anything to Yang Hongwu, her martial uncle and the Lei family would definitely not let Yang Hongwu go. This is going to be troublesome. Senior sister, you're here. Have you found the herbs? Yang Hongwu flicked out a ball of flame and instantly incinerated Lei Jingxi's body into nothingness. However, what made Yang Hongwu incomparably surprised was that after Lei Jingxi's body was incinerated, there was actually something left behind. It was a piece of black thing, which made Yang Hongwu very surprised. And what is this? Yang Hongwu couldn't care less about Qiu Yingying. He reached out his hand and grabbed the black thing in an instant. This is made of primordial age metal. At this moment, the god-slaying flame dragon's voice rang in Yang Hongwu's ears. Yang Hongwu discovered that there were 3 words on the token. Demon Slayer King. Demon Slayer King? What? This is the Demon Slayer King token? Qiu Yingying immediately shouted when she heard the words Demon Slayer King. She even forgot that Lei Jingxi had been killed by Yang Hongwu. Senior sister, you know about this thing? Yang Hongwu looked at her in surprise. There are 3 Demon Slayer King tokens in the empty divine world. You can open the secret palace of the Demon Slayer King if you gather all 3 of them. There is the inheritance of the Demon Slayer King in the secret palace of the Demon Slayer King. The Demon Slayer King's strength is extremely terrifying. It is said that he has surpassed the invincible Great Emperor realm. You can enter the place of inheritance of the Demon Slayer King and obtain the supreme inheritance of the Demon Slayer King. Qiu Yingying said, one of the Demon Slayer King tokens is in the hands of the sect leader, the Zhang family, and the last one has disappeared for thousands of years. I did not expect it to be in Lei Jingxi's hands. Is the Demon Slayer King so powerful? Yang Hongwu was shocked. That guy had used primordial age metal to make 3 tokens. It was a waste of talent. If someone had obtained primordial age metal, they would have kept it. However, the Demon Slayer King had only used it to make 3 tokens. It was indeed shocking. He is extremely powerful. Even the founder of our supreme deity, sect, might not be as powerful as him. Qiu Yingying said. Keep the token quickly. Qiu Yingying said, don't expose it. Otherwise, it will be very dangerous. Thank you for your reminder, senior sister. Yang Hongwu kept the token and said to Qiu Yingying, senior sister, give me the ingredients. I will concoct the pills for you tomorrow. After a day, I will be able to concoct the pills. Don't worry about it. We will go and find a sect leader immediately. Wu Shuangquan and the Lei family will not let this matter rest after you killed Lei Jingxi. Let's leave quickly. Otherwise, when Wu Shuangquan and the Lei family arrive, we will not be able to leave even if we want to. Qiu Yingying was very worried. She pulled Yang Hongwu and walked outside. A mere lay family is nothing in my eyes. Yang Hongwu said confidently, if they dare to come to the great divine peak to deal with me, they will die. In this great divine peak, Yang Hongwu had already set up a formation. As long as they dared to come here to deal with him, Yang Hongwu would activate the formation. At that time, even if they were at the peak of the Emperor realm, they would have to die here. Chapter 954. Cry for help. Qiu Yingying could not figure out where Yang Hongwu's confidence came from. However, Qiu Yingying knew that the Lei family would not dare to behave atrociously on the Great Divine Peak. If they were to take action on the Great Divine Peak, it would be a provocation to the Supreme Divine Sect. Although the Lei family's strength was not bad, it was still a far cry from the Supreme Divine Sect. They were simply not on the same level. If the Supreme Divine Sect was truly angered, the Lei family would only end up being annihilated. Junior brother, although the Lei family is overbearing, they wouldn't dare to behave atrociously in the Great Divine Peak. However, you can't stay in the Great Divine Peak forever. Once you leave the Great Divine Peak, they will definitely take action against you. Therefore, it's better to find a sect leader and clarify this matter. I hope the sect leader can handle this matter well. Qiu Yingying said. No worries. Yang Hongwu shook his head and was about to speak when he sensed a message from the communication talisman. His expression instantly changed. Junior brother, what happened? Qiu Yingying saw Yang Hongwu's expression change and quickly asked. Something happened. I have to go out. Go out? Yes, I have to go out of the Supreme Divine Sect. As for senior sister's elixir, I will only be able to concoct it in 2 days. Yang Hongwu said. He didn't expect that something would happen in Willow Cloud, Immortal City. Zhang Yushin had once again taken action against Willow Cloud, Immortal City. This made Yang Hongwu extremely angry. Zhang Yushin was courting death. At most, he would give up on the world, extinguishing Dharma lightning, and kill Zhang Yushin. Yang Hongwu had already treated Willow Cloud, Immortal City as his home in the Nihility Divine World. In his heart, Lu Xian was already his woman. To Yang Hongwu, his woman was his reverse scale. You can't leave the Supreme Divine Sect. Absolutely not. If you go out now, the Lei family will immediately take action against you. If anything happens to you, I will be a sinner of the Supreme Divine Sect. How could Qiu Yingying allow Yang Hongwu to leave? If he really left now and fell into the Lei clan's trap, it would be troublesome. Moreover, he hadn't gotten the blood pet elixir yet. He didn't want Yang Hongwu to die. Once Yang Hongwu died, his blood pet elixir would be gone. Of course, there were still a few blood pet elixirs left. However, those blood pet elixirs were obtained by the Grand Elders. Why would they give them to her? For those great elders, a blood pet elixir could allow them to have one more battle pet. A battle pet at the same level could greatly enhance their strength. It was not as simple as 1+1. If a warrior at the peak of the Great Emperor Realm had one more battle pet at the peak of the Great Emperor Realm, his combat strength would definitely increase by 3 times, or even more. Therefore, those great elders would never give away the blood pet elixirs. It was like those old antiques who didn't have much time left. They would never give away the blood pet elixirs or treasures that could prolong their lives. Therefore, if they wanted the blood pet elixir, they would have to ask Yang Hongwu. After all, the blood pet elixir was refined by Yang Hongwu. Of course, there were also many alchemists who wanted to get the elixir formula from Yang Hongwu. However, their efforts were destined to be in vain because Yang Hongwu's elixir formula was special. Even if they obtained it, they wouldn't be able to refine it. Senior sister, this time, I have to go out. As for the blood pet elixir, how about this? This is a dark chilling heart elixir made from the chilling heart grass that you gave me before. It is more precious than the blood pet elixir. If I can't refine the blood pet elixir for you, this dark chilling heart elixir will be my compensation for those herbs. Yang Hongwu took out the remaining dark chilling heart elixir and handed it to Qiu Yingying. It's just some herbs. Qiu Yingying shook her head and refused. How about this, junior brother? If you have something to do, I will accompany you. Maybe I can help you. No way. Yang Hongwu shook his head. I can't let senior sister take the risk with me. I think senior sister has heard of Zhang Yushin. My enemy this time is Zhang Yushin. He is very powerful. Even if senior sister goes, you won't be of much help. Junior brother, how did you offend him? Xiao Yingying's face changed slightly and said, speaking of which, she still had some relationship with Zhang Yushin. However, she was very clear about Zhang Yushin's character. Although she had a little relationship with Zhang Yushin, she had no say in Zhang Yushin's matters. On the other hand, her master, Wu Tianshuang, could still say a few words. It's not that I want to offend him. Yang Hongwu said, you know Willow Cloud, Immortal City, right? Lu Guangshan's daughter, Lu Xian is my woman. Now that he is attacking Willow Cloud, Immortal City, how can I not go? Hearing Yang Hongwu say that Lu Xian was his woman, Xiao Yingying felt a little uncomfortable in her heart. However, she quickly recovered and said, Junior brother, don't worry. I will ask my master for help. Zhang Yushin should still give her face. When Yang Hongwu heard this, he couldn't help but scold himself. How could he say this out loud? Xiao Yingying's master had a good relationship with Zhang Yushin. Wasn't this asking for trouble? Originally, he wanted to find out some information about Zhang Yumei, Zhang Yushin's sister, from Xiao Yingying. However, he didn't expect that not only did he fail to find out the information, he also said something that shouldn't be said. When Yang Hongwu thought of this, his heart was shocked. This woman's charm was really amazing. He was unknowingly bewitched. Xiao Yingying's current charm technique had already begun to reach a natural level. Amazing, too amazing. If this continued, it wouldn't be long before Xiao Yingying's charm technique reached the level of great success. It was really shocking. That's not possible. Zhang Yushin is very ambitious. I'm afraid that your master's face won't work. Senior sister, don't worry about this matter. I'll handle it myself. Yang Hongwu said, Junior brother Yang, where are you going? At this time, Tai Xian came and saw that Yang Hongwu was about to leave. She frowned slightly and asked, Sect Master. When Xiao Yingying saw Tai Xian, she was overjoyed and said, Junior brother Yang is going to find trouble with Zhang Yushin. Your current strength is not enough to deal with Zhang Yushin. Tai Xian heard this and looked at him. She paused and said, You will only die if you go. I can't not go. If I don't go, my woman will die in the hands of Zhang Yushin. Yang Hongwu said, Something happened in Willow Cloud, Immortal City. The daughter of Willow Cloud, Immortal City's Lu Guangshan is my woman. Zhang Yushin is attacking Willow Cloud, Immortal City. How can I sit back and do nothing? Chapter 955. Zhang Yushin again. I'm still worried. Yang Hongwu shook his head. Don't you trust me? Tai Shinfeng was a little angry when he heard that. I'm much stronger than you, right? No. I've set up a formation there. Zhang Yushin won't be able to break in for a while, but I'm worried that he'll use extreme means. Martial uncle, although you're strong, you still need time to teleport there. I can teleport there directly. Yang Hongwu said bluntly. How about this? I'll go with you. Tai Xian thought for a while and said, This, Sect Master, this isn't appropriate. It's fine. Tai Xian shook her head and said, Yang Hongwu is the hope of our supreme sect. Nothing can happen to him. Everything else can be put aside. Thank you, Sect Master. Yang Hongwu knew that it was impossible for him to refuse again. Moreover, with the help of an expert like Tai Xian, the chances of dealing with Zhang Yushin would be much higher. Xiao Yingying hesitated for a while and said, Sect Master, Junior brother Yang, can I go too? Before Yang Hongwu could say anything, Tai Xian nodded and said, All right. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly when he heard that. What the hell was this? However, he couldn't refute her. After all, the Sect Master had already agreed. Yingying's innate ability can help us. Tai Xian looked at Yang Hongwu and explained. Bewitchment? Yang Hongwu thought to himself. With Zhang Yushin's strength, Xiao Yingying's charm technique wouldn't have much effect. Let's go to the teleportation array. No need. I have a divine travel talisman here. Yang Hongwu thought for a while and said, What a waste. Seeing Yang Hongwu take out the divine travel talisman, Tai Xian was shocked. She didn't expect that Yang Hongwu would have such a treasure. These divine travel talismans were life-saving treasures. Even they would use them, especially when exploring some ancient secret realms. If they had such a divine travel talisman, it might become a life-saving treasure at a critical moment. It's fine. These divine movement talismans are nothing special. I still have a lot of them, Yang Hongwu said. There's no need to waste them. Our sect's teleportation formation can directly teleport us to Willow Cloud Immortal City, said Tai Shenxian. Yang Hongwu thought for a moment and gave 2 of the 3 divine movement talismans to Tai Shenxian and Xiao Yingying. How about this? Take these divine movement talismans as a token of my appreciation for sect master and senior sister. Then I won't stand on ceremony. Xiao Yingying was overjoyed. This was a good item. The spatial energy contained in this talisman was extremely shocking. In the void divine world, there was definitely no one who could refine such a talisman. Outside Willow Cloud Immortal City, Zhang Yushin looked coldly at the city in front of him. The original concealment formation had been broken by him. The entire city in front of him was like a huge eggshell that was covered by a layer of light. This layer of light was the defense formation of Willow Cloud Immortal City. Zhang Yushin had been attacking for a long time, but he was still unable to break the defense formation. The defense formation of this defense formation was beyond his expectations. Of course, if he were to charge in alone, he could still do it. He had a secret technique that could teleport him in alone. However, he did not dare to do so. This was because he had entered the defense formation the last time and lost his spiritual power and mental power. Without spiritual power and mental power, his strength would be greatly reduced. If there was an ancient martial artist with a strong physical body, they could kill him. Hence, Zhang Yushin would not risk his life. Let's see how long you can last. Zhang Yushin looked at Willow Cloud Immortal City and sneered. In the beginning, he had suffered a great loss in the hands of Yang Hongwu. For him, it was a great humiliation. A mere Saint Realm martial artist had almost killed him. How could he not feel aggrieved? In Willow Cloud Immortal City, Lu Quangshan and Lu Xian were worried. Father, what should we do? If this goes on, Willow Cloud Immortal City will definitely fall. Lu Xian's eyes were filled with worry. You have to believe in Yang Hongwu and his strength. This defense formation was set up by him. It will definitely be able to withstand it. It will definitely be able to hold on until Yang Hongwu arrives. Lu Quangshan was full of confidence in Yang Hongwu. Yang Hongwu had defeated Zhang Yushin before. If it wasn't for Zhang Yushin's apocalyptic Dharma thunder, he would have been killed by Yang Hongwu. Furthermore, he also knew that even though Zhang Yushin had the obliteration dermic lightning, he wouldn't use it unless he had no other choice. The power of the apocalyptic Dharma thunder was too terrifying. Once it was used, the entire void divine world would be destroyed. Even Zhang Yushin himself would probably die. A person like Zhang Yushin would definitely not be willing to perish together with his opponent. However, one had to admit that Zhang Yushin was very powerful. He was at the peak of the Great Emperor Realm. He was only one step away from entering the invincible Great Emperor Realm. In the void divine world, there is almost no one who could defeat Zhang Yushin. Yang Hongwu appeared not far away from Zhang Yushin in a flash. He looked at Zhang Yushin and said coldly, Zhang Yushin, how dare you? I spared your life last time. This time, you actually dare to cause trouble in Willow Cloud Immortal City? Little bastard, you're finally here. Zhang Yushin sneered when he heard Yang Hongwu's voice. When he saw the person beside Yang Hongwu, he was stunned. Xianer, why are you with him? Tai Shenxian's face darkened when she heard Zhang Yushin's words. She said coldly, Zhang Yushin, I'm not that familiar with you. Xian is not someone you can call. Xianer, it's been so many years. Are you still angry with me? Zhang Yushin said helplessly. You know that I'm true to you. Shut up. Tai Shenxian said coldly. I have nothing to do with you. This time, I'm here to stop you from dealing with Willow Cloud Immortal City. If you know what's good for you, leave this place. You're here to stop me. Zhang Yushin's face darkened when he heard Tai Shenxian's words. Seeing that Tai Shenxian seemed to care about Yang Hongwu, Zhang Yushin's heart burned with anger. You're here to stop me because of this little bastard? Old turtle, or are you scolding? Yang Hongwu was furious when he heard Zhang Yushin this old bastard, calling him a little bastard. He said, "Do you really think that I can't kill you?" "Humph, little bastard, how could I have fallen into your trap last time if I hadn't been careless? This time, I'm going to kill you. No one can stop me." As Zhang Yushin spoke, a terrifying aura erupted from his body. A huge black tortoise phantom appeared above his head. Chapter 956. Intense killing intent. Yang Hongwu swallowed his saliva when he saw the bright sky-swallowing turtle's battle physique. The bright sky-swallowing turtle was extremely powerful. Not only could it devour everything in the world, but it also had an amazing defense. If he could devour this battle physique and refine Zhang Yushin's battle physique bloodline, the defensive power of his immortal dragon body would improve further and his physical body would become even stronger. However, this was not an easy task. After all, Zhang Yushin was not easy to deal with. If Zhang Yushin could be killed so easily, he would have died many years ago. This old man had offended many people over the years. In the empty divine realm, there were definitely many people who wanted to take Zhang Yushin's life. However, due to Zhang Yushin's strength and the power behind him being too powerful, no one had been able to kill him. However, it would be great if Zhang Yushin could only use his battle physique bloodline to deal with him. Then, he could devour his battle physique bloodline directly. However, this was not very realistic. Zhang Yushin was not that stupid. He was an old antique who had lived for so many years. His cultivation had reached such a level that he had rich combat experience. It could even be said that he had reached a terrifying level. What kind of battle had he not experienced? In fact, every great Emperor Realm expert had grown up by stepping on mountains of corpses and seas of bones. They had experienced countless battles of life and death. Of course, they would not be so easily fooled, nor would they be so foolish as to expose their weaknesses in front of others. Moreover, Zhang Yushin had suffered a loss at the hands of Yang Hongwu previously. How could he dare to be careless this time? Even though he was furious with Yang Hongwu's words and wanted to cut Yang Hongwu into pieces, he would not act rashly against Yang Hongwu. Moreover, there was still Tai Shun Xian, who was not any weaker than him, beside Yang Hongwu. He was extremely well aware of Tai Shun Xian's strength. Even if he were to go all out, he might not necessarily be a match for her. Furthermore, if that little bastard Yang Hongwu had some sort of trick up his sleeve and joined hands with Tai Shun Xian, Zhang Yushin truly had no confidence in being able to defeat him. However, seeing Yang Hongwu and Tai Shun Xian being so intimate, Zhang Yushin felt very unhappy and angry in his heart. Therefore, even though Zhang Yushin's aura was terrifying and murderous, it was only a probing attack. "Zhang Yushin, how dare you?" When Tai Shun Xian saw Zhang Yushin's powerful attack, she was instantly enraged. She waved her jade-like hand, and her magic power condensed into a treasured sword. The treasured sword slashed through the void and bombarded Zhang Yushin's attack. The two forces collided and instantly created a terrifying explosion. The impact of the chi energy instantly sent sand and pebbles flying. "Xian, are you really going to protect him?" Zhang Yushin looked at Tai Shun Xian, and the anger in his heart gradually boiled. "I already said that I am not that familiar with you. You are not qualified to call me Xian," Tai Shun Xian said coldly. "As for junior brother Yang, he's my junior brother, the future sect master of my supreme divinity sect. He's the future hope of my supreme divinity sect and the hope of the nihility divine world. How could I watch him be killed by you? Do you know that this little bastard stole the demon spirit battle saber?" Zhang Yushin said coldly. "He can't be the prophesied savior. It is more likely that he is the prophesied demon king destroyer." Zhang Yushin was once a disciple of the supreme deity sect. His aptitude was outstanding, and his master was the supreme elder of the supreme deity sect, Song Dahong. Of course, he knew about the supreme deity sect's prophecy. The supreme deity sect's ancestral teachings and prophecies had always been passed down. Among them, there was information about the savior and the demon king destroyer. Tai Shun Xian frowned and said coldly, "Impossible. This is absolutely impossible." "Nothing is impossible. The demon spirit battle saber is no longer in the demon suppressing cave. I believe that not long ago, you should have sensed the appearance of an expert from the demon region. The demon region's passageway was once opened, Zhang Yushin said. Tai Xian did not deny this point. This was indeed the truth. Not long ago, a powerful demon chi had indeed appeared, and the aura of the demon region had appeared. It must have been an expert from the demon region who had broken through the void and opened a spatial passageway to the nihility divine world. However, when they were about to search for the demon region's passageway to find information about the demon king's aura had disappeared, and so had the demon region's passageway. Moreover, the demon spirit battle saber had also disappeared along with it. At this moment, Tai Xian was silent. Yang Hongwu saw that the situation was not good. If Tai Xian really believed Zhang Yushin's words, then he would be in trouble. Senior sister, don't believe this old tortoise. Can his words be trusted? Furthermore, if I were a demon, if I were the great demon king of destruction, how could I possibly be recognized by the great sage pavilion? How could I refine and subdue the god-killing flame dragon? Yang Hongwu said. When Tai Xian heard this, she felt that this was the truth. If Yang Hongwu was really a demon king, then there must be a terrifying demon chi in his body. For the Grand Saint Pavilion, as long as there was a trace of demon chi, there would be no way to escape their detection. If Yang Hongwu was a demon king, how could he successfully obtain the recognition of the Grand Saint Pavilion? Furthermore, if he was really a devil, then the appearance of the true flame world devastating beast would have dealt a huge blow to the entire supreme deity sect. He might even have wiped the entire supreme deity sect out of the nihility divine realm. Junior brother, don't worry. I believe you. His words can't affect my judgment. Tai Xian looked at Zhang Yushin and said, Zhang Yushin, if you want to fight, then fight. Otherwise, get lost. Damn it. Although Zhang Yushin had lived for so long and had cultivated for so many years, his mental state cultivation was definitely not weak. Otherwise, how could he have cultivated to such a level? Even so, at this moment, the anger in his chest could no longer be suppressed. I must kill this little bastard Yang Hongwu. No one can stop me. Zhang Yushin took a deep breath. He wanted to deal with this little bastard, not only because he was close to Tai Xian, but also because of the Demon Spirit Battle Blade. The Demon Spirit Battle Blade was suppressed in the Demon Suppression Cave. However, he had never expected that someone would betray him and take out the Demon Spirit Battle Blade. What was even more hateful was that the Demon Spirit Battle Blade was very important to Zhang Yushin. It was the most crucial part. But now, the Demon Spirit Battle Blade had disappeared, turning all his plans into nothingness. Therefore, how could Zhang Yushin tolerate this? In addition to the fact that Yang Hongwu had humiliated the great emperor, the new and old hatred were added together. Zhang Yushin really wanted to kill Yang Hongwu quickly. Chapter 9:57. Another array formation grandmaster. How dare you? Tai Xian had not expected that Zhang Yushin would really dare to attack her in front of her. She was furious. If Yang Hongwu died in front of her, there would be no need for her to act as the sect master of the supreme sect. A blue light burst out from her hands and turned into a blue storm that rushed towards Zhang Yushin. Shinner, you can't stop me. Zhang Yushin sneered inwardly. He raised his hand, and a huge vortex was formed in the air. It was like a small black hole that could devour everything. This was a natal divine ability derived from Zhang Yushin's battle physique anomaly. It was very powerful. For a martialist, a superpower derived from a battle physique vision was very powerful. Yang Hongwu's battle physique vision was very special. However, it had only derived one superpower, which was the Dragon Soul's sky-devouring secret technique. In fact, Yang Hongwu's true battle physique vision had yet to awaken. His powerful superpower and secret technique had yet to be derived. Yang Hongwu knew this very well. He was afraid that he would have to wait until the Nine Dragons' sacred body was completely awakened. In other words, he would have to cultivate the 9 transformations yin-yang art to the highest level. Devouring power? Yang Hongwu squinted his eyes, and a majestic mind power burst out. Yin-Yang's soul lock incantation. With a shout, his mind power instantly rushed out and attacked Zhang Yoshin's soul. PFFF. Zhang Yoshin's mind shook and his expression changed. He had not expected that Yang Hongwu would actually use mind power to attack him. Although his devouring power was powerful, it would be difficult to control it if his mind power and soul were attacked, and its power would inevitably weaken. Void Great Array activate. After the attack, Yang Hongwu instantly activated an array formation. The Void Great Array was the easiest and fastest array formation to set up. Its power was also impressive. Of course, there was still a gap between it and other array formations like the Nine Dragon Sky Imprisoning Array. It was too difficult to confine Zhang Yoshin's spiritual power and mind power. That array formation could not be set up in a short time. At the very least, it needed to be prepared in advance. However, there was no time for that now. Damn it, another formation. Upon hearing Yang Hongwu's words, Zhang Yushin also felt the fluctuations of the spatial laws and the fluctuations of the array formation's power. This made Zhang Yoshin's expression change. He had a sense of fear towards array formations. After all, Yang Hongwu had used an array formation to imprison his dermic powers and mental strength, turning him into an ordinary person who could only rely on his physical body to fight. He didn't want to experience such a feeling a second time. Last time, if not for the threat of the apocalyptic dermic thunder, he would have died at the hands of Yang Hongwu. Thus, this time, after he sensed the fluctuations of the formation, he immediately retreated at an extremely fast speed. It could be said that once bitten, twice shy. After discovering that he might once again fall into Yang Hongwu's formation, he immediately gave up on continuing to attack Yang Hongwu. Haha, Zhang Yushin, weren't you very arrogant? Why did you retreat? Yang Hongwu said loudly. Tai Xinxian was also surprised when she saw Zhang Yoshin's expression. She didn't expect that Zhang Yushin, who was originally filled with murderous intent and looked as if he wanted to kill Yang Hongwu immediately retreated after discovering Yang Hongwu's formation. This really surprised her, and she almost couldn't believe it. Zhang Yushin was actually so afraid of Yang Hongwu's formation. Little bastard, don't you dare. You're too proud. Do you think that you're the only array master? Zhang Yushin snorted coldly. With a wave of his hand, a messaging charm flew out. In the next moment, there was a fluctuation in the space. Teleportation charm. Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes. This was indeed the fluctuation of a teleportation charm. However, this teleportation charm couldn't be compared to Yang Hongwu's divine travel charm. Teleportation charms were extraordinary and very rare. In the entire void divine world, there were probably not many of them. Only those powerful forces had them. It wasn't strange that Zhang Yushin had a teleportation charm. Great God Master Wu Fa. Zhang Yushin, why are you looking for me? Great God Master Wu Fa walked out of the fluctuation. He was an old man with a head full of black hair and a face full of wrinkles. This old man was Great God Master Wu Fa. Great God Master Wu Fa was one of the 3 great array masters in the void divine world. His strength was above Great God Wu Ling previously. Yang Hongwu had said that Great God Wu Ling had died at his hands. Zhang Yushin didn't believe it at first, but after almost dying at the hands of Yang Hongwu, he was sure that Yang Hongwu wasn't lying. He indeed had the strength to do so. An array formation that could confine a martialist spiritual power and spiritual power was very rare. Some people had never even heard of it. Zhang Yushin had only seen it in ancient books. This was the first time he had encountered an array formation that could confine spiritual power and spiritual power. Therefore, after leaving the last time, he went to look for Great God Master Wu Fa. Great God Master Wu Fa was also very curious when he heard about this array. Therefore, he agreed to Zhang Yoshin's condition. Great God Master Wu Fa, I found the person who set up the array this time. It's the person in front of you. Zhang Yushin pointed at Yang Hongwu and said, his name is Yang Hongwu. I was trapped in his array last time. Are you kidding me? Great God Master Wu Fa sized up Yang Hongwu and frowned. This lad is not old. He can't be more than 100 years old. How could he have set up such an array. A formation that can imprison the spiritual power and mental strength of a powerhouse like you is at least a holy grade formation. Although his cultivation has reached the great sage realm, it is impossible for him to arrange such a formation. As an array great god master, he was well aware of the difficulty of setting up a sacred array. Without sufficient strength, especially spiritual power and spiritual power, it was simply a fool's dream to set up a sacred array. Even if one had a powerful array disk, it was almost impossible, let alone a legendary array. Even if he wanted to set up such an array, it wouldn't be easy. It would take at least a month or even longer. Another point was that this array was very special. The materials needed were also very special. Even with the help of Lu Guangshan in Willow Cloud Immortal City, it was unlikely to be obtained. Only a powerful sect like the Supreme Deity sect might be able to obtain it. Chapter 958. Impenetrable. Is it really him? Great God Master Wu Fa asked. It's him. Zhang Yushan nodded. All right, leave him to me. You block Tai Shenxian. Great God Master Wu Fa squinted his eyes and stared at Yang Hongwu. Thank you, Great God Master Wu Fa. Zhang Yushan was overjoyed. Although Yang Hongwu was highly skilled in formations, there was a huge gap between him and Great God Master Wu Fa. Great God Master Wu Fa had already become a Great God Master. More importantly, Great God Master Wu Fa's cultivation realm was at the peak of the Great Emperor realm. He was only a step away from the invincible Great Emperor realm. It could even be said that he was half a step away from the invincible Great Emperor realm. If he had enough time to set up a formation, he could even defeat an invincible Great Emperor realm expert. Great God Master Wu Fa had an extremely high status among the 5 Great God Masters in the Divine World. He was far superior to Great God Master Wu Ling. Once he took action, Yang Hongwu wouldn't be able to stop him. Old thing, you want to deal with me? Yang Hongwu felt threatened. This old thing was extremely powerful. Great God Master Wu Fa, are you going against my Supreme God sect? Tai Shenxian had a bad feeling when she saw Great God Master Wu Fa. Great God Master Wu Fa was extremely powerful. Only invincible great emperors were his match. Even Tai Shenxian herself might not be able to defeat Great God Master Wu Fa. If Great God Master Wu Fa was given enough time to set up a formation, even she would be suppressed. This wasn't a joke. Great God Master Wu Fa's strength was too terrifying. Tai Shenxian didn't expect Zhang Yushan to be able to invite Great God Master Wu Fa over. Supreme God sect? Others might be afraid of your Supreme God sect, but I, Great God Master Wu Fa, am not. Great God Master Wu Fa smiled coldly. He didn't take Tai Shenxian's threat to heart. Sect Master, don't worry about me. Although this old thing's strength is not bad, I'm not afraid of him. Yang Hongwu's face did not show the slightest trace of worry. Instead, he said confidently. In fact, Yang Hongwu was still a little worried. However, when he discovered the old man's weakness, he smiled. Divine Master Wu Fa was indeed powerful, but he also had a weakness. Moreover, this old man's weakness was very fatal. If it had been someone else, they might not have been able to discover his weakness at all. Moreover, this weakness was not something an ordinary person could deal with. But Yang Hongwu was different. If you can't defeat him, you can immediately teleport away, Tai Shenxian said after thinking for a moment. If something happened to Yang Hongwu for the sake of Willow Cloud Immortal City, then the gains would not make up for the losses. Don't worry, Sect Master. This old man is no match for me, Yang Hongwu said with a smile. After discovering Divine Master Wu Fa's weakness, Yang Hongwu was even more confident. Boy, you sure talk big. Ever since I, Divine Master Wu Fa, made my debut, no one has ever dared to talk to me like this. Divine Master Wu Fa was not angry when he heard this. Instead, he was very indifferent and a smile appeared on his face. Ever since he made his breakthrough, no one had dared to say such words to him. All of them were flattering him. Even a powerhouse like Zhang Yushan was very respectful in front of him. Yang Hongwu didn't put him in his eyes at all. These words made him feel a little strange. A great Saint Realm first-order cultivator, a good array master, dared to provoke him like this. You are quite talented in the field of formations. If you are willing to become my disciple, I will not hold a grudge against you for what you have done. In fact, I will even help you in your cultivation and in the field of formations. To be honest, Divine Master Wu Fa was indeed shocked by Yang Hongwu's talent in array formation Dao. Yang Hongwu's talent was even better than Divine Master Wu Fa's own. It would be best if he could accept Yang Hongwu as his disciple. You want me to become your disciple? What a joke. Old man, although your attainments in array formation are not bad, they are far from enough. Yang Hongwu snorted and said, I can break your array formation easily, but you may not be able to break the array formation that I set up. Young man, it's good to be confident. However, if you are overconfident, it will be arrogant. Divine Master Wu Fa was not angry. Instead, he smiled and spoke like an elder lecturing a junior. I don't need you to teach me. Let's see who is better. However, old man, it won't be good if you die in my hands. I wonder if you have left behind your inheritance. There aren't many people who cultivate array formation Dao in this world. Yang Hongwu looked at Divine Master Wu Fa and said, there were many people who cultivated array formation Dao in the Void Divine Realm. However, there weren't many people who were truly skilled in array formation Dao. You want to kill me? Huh, little guy, you think too highly of yourself. Even if I stand here and let you kill me, you won't be able to hurt me. Divine Master Wu Fa laughed when he heard Yang Hongwu's words. Since you want to die, I'll fulfill your wish. Yang Hongwu looked at the old man. How could he be so arrogant? Did he think that he was invincible? Yang Hongwu, be careful. Divine Master Wu Fa has something called the Invincible Defensive Ring. It's very powerful. Almost no one in the Void Divine Realm can break through this defensive ring. Therefore, if he only defends and does not attack, no one in the Void Divine Realm will be able to hurt him. Tai Shunxian warned loudly. Invulnerability and invincible defense? What a boastful claim. Yang Hongwu's eyes lit up. If this thing was real, it would be a truly powerful defensive treasure if he could snatch it away. For Yang Hongwu, it might not be of much use. He cultivated his physical body and did not need this defensive ring. However, even if he did not need it, there are many people who could use it. He had so many women and could not protect them all the time. If he had this treasure, Yang Hongwu would feel more at ease. Void Yin Yang Shuttle. Yang Hongwu shouted and disappeared from where he was. In a breath, he penetrated the defensive ring. The so-called invincible defensive ring appeared behind Divine Master Wu Fa. Then, Yang Hongwu unleashed a powerful burst of dermic powers. The Yin-Yang Soul Lock spell burst out and attacked Divine Master Wu Fa's soul from behind. The primordial saber in his hand hung on Divine Master Wu Fa's neck. Without any hesitation, Yang Hongwu slashed down with the saber. Chapter 959. Substitute talisman for flower in an instant. Great God Master Wu Fa sensed a terrifying deathly aura and reacted immediately. However, it was all too late. Yang Hongwu's speed was extremely fast. The entire process had been completed in the blink of an eye due to the power of his void traversal mystic technique. However, Great God Master Wu Fa was a supreme expert after all. He was at the peak of the Great Emperor realm. At this critical juncture, he managed to condense a powerful dermic power and charge towards Yang Hongwu in an attempt to block his attack. Boom! The war saber slashed down in an instant. A surge of dermic power emerged from the back of Great God Master Wu Fa's head. However, it was too late and too hasty. Yang Hongwu's war saber was extremely powerful. It was the supreme primordial war saber, which was not something an ordinary weapon could compare to. Moreover, how could Yang Hongwu's full power be blocked so easily? The defense that Great God Master Wu Fa had condensed with dermic power was instantly shattered. The war saber slashed at the back of Great God Master Wu Fa's head. Crack! A crisp sound was heard as a crack appeared on Great God Master Wu Fa's head. If it weren't for his powerful strength, Great God Master Wu Fa would have been a dead man by now. Although he wasn't dead yet, He wasn't far from death's door. Damn it! After discovering Yang Hongwu's sneak attack, Zhang Yushin was furious. He never thought that a powerhouse like Great God Master Wu Fa, who was no match for Great God Master Wu Fa, would be beaten to such a state by Yang Hongwu, who was just a first-level Great Saint Realm martial artist. It was unknown whether Great God Master Wu Fa was still alive. This meant that everything that he had set up was in vain. Good, well done. On the other hand, Tai Shunxian was overjoyed. Yang Hongwu's attack had surprised and delighted her. Great God Master Wu Fa was a supreme expert who was only a step away from becoming an invincible Great Emperor. Moreover, he was a powerful peak battle sorcerer. However, such a super expert was actually unable to resist a single move from Yang Hongwu. He didn't know how Yang Hongwu had done it. He only knew that Yang Hongwu must have used some special space or time mystic technique to appear behind Divine Master Wu Fa and seriously injure him in the blink of an eye. All of this happened too suddenly. You miscalculated, didn't you? Tai Xinxian said happily. Zhang Yushin, let's see how you explain this to the God Master Alliance. Great God Master Wu Fa was the chief of the God Master Alliance. His position was extremely high. The death of Great God Master Wu Fa would definitely infuriate the God Master Alliance. As for whether the people of the God Master Alliance would find trouble with Yang Hongwu, Tai Xinxian wasn't worried about this because Yang Hongwu's cultivation realm wasn't high. He was only at the first level of the Great Saint realm. Even if Divine Master Zhang Yu told others about this, no one would believe it. After all, a first-level Great Saint realm cultivator actually killed Great God Master Wu Fa. This was simply ridiculous. Zhang Yushin snorted coldly. This was something he had not expected. Tai Shunxian, don't be happy too early. This little bastard colluded with the alien demons. Whether you believe it or not, the demon spirit saber was taken away by this little bastard and the alien demons. When the alien demons arrive, I'm afraid this little bastard will join forces with them. At that time, the Supreme Deity sect will be the first to suffer. You don't have to worry about this. You should worry about yourself now. Tai Shunxian sneered. If Great God Master Wu Fa's matter is not handled well, I'm afraid your Zhang family will suffer with you. For Tai Shunxian, it was good to see Zhang Yushin suffer and the Zhang family suffer. No. At this time, Yang Hongwu's face changed. He did not think that Great God Master Wu Fa would be killed so easily like Tai Xinxian. How could Great God Master Wu Fa, who had cultivated to such a level and achieved such a high status, be a simple person? Although he had been caught off guard by Yang Hongwu's sneak attack, Yang Hongwu felt that it had been too easy. For an expert at the peak of the Great Emperor realm who was only a step away from the invincible Great Emperor realm, his attack could only injure him at most. It was impossible for him to kill him. However, Yang Hongwu felt that Great God Master Wu Fa was seriously injured and his head had been split open. His soul had also suffered from his attack, but at that moment his soul had been annihilated. This was the strangest part of it. Therefore, Yang Hongwu guessed that Great God Master Wu Fa must have used some kind of secret technique to replace himself. He was not dead at all. As for his injuries, there must be some. Whereas Great God Master Wu Fa? Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes and opened his senses completely. His majestic spiritual power and mind power combined to form countless tentacles that extended in all directions. The power of the delusion breaker I was also used to search for Great God Master Wu Fa's whereabouts. At this time, Great God Master Wu Fa was hiding in a cave 300 miles away. His eyes were flashing with a terrifying divine light and were filled with killing intent. His heart was palpitating. If he had not placed a special talisman he had obtained, the life substitution talisman, on himself, he would have been a corpse by now. Even so, he had been seriously injured. His sea of consciousness had suffered great damage, and his soul was the same. Without thousands of years of cultivation, it was impossible for him to recover to his peak, let alone improve. Despicable little bastard, I must kill you and tear you to pieces. Great God Master Wu Fa gritted his teeth. He hated Yang Hongwu to the core. He did not expect Yang Hongwu to have such a terrifying spatial secret technique, even though he was only a great saint. He had appeared behind him without a sound. If it had not been for the talisman, he would have been dead by now. He must avenge this grudge. Besides Yang Hongwu, Zhang Yushin was also one of the culprits. If it had not been for him, he would not have fallen to such a state. Great God Master Wu Fa now hated Zhang Yushin as well. After all, this matter had started because of him. Over there, outside Willow Immortal City, Yang Hongwu had instantly sensed Great God Master Wu Fa's murderous intent when Yang Hongwu had erupted. Ever since Yang Hongwu had broken through to the Great Saint Realm and obtained the Great Saint Pavilion, Yang Hongwu had realized that he had a vague understanding. It was a mysterious feeling that allowed him to vaguely sense something special. Yang Hongwu had sensed Great God Master Wu Fa's murderous intent the moment Yang Hongwu had sensed it. Of course, this was not strange. If someone in Yang Hongwu's inner world said his name and meant him harm, he would have sensed it. Chapter 960. Mysterious Woman in White. I have something to do. Help me block Zhang Yushin first, Yang Hongwu said to Tai Shun Xian as his body flashed. What is it? Great God Master Wu Fa is not dead. I'm going to kill him, Yang Hongwu said. What? When Tai Shun Xian heard this, she was shocked to the extreme. She said, Impossible. Great God Master Wu Fa's soul has already been destroyed. How could he still be alive? There are many secret techniques that can prevent one from dying, Yang Hongwu said. In fact, if he hadn't sensed the aura and cultivated the one turning into three pure ones secret technique, which allowed him to swap his original body with his incarnation, the one killed would have been the incarnation. Although he didn't know if Great God Wu Fa had used such a secret technique, he was certain that Great God Wu Fa wasn't dead yet. However, although he did not die, he was still heavily injured. Then you have to be careful. As for Zhang Yushin, I will help you block him. The two of them continued to communicate. Zhang Yushin was furious when he saw the two of them exchanging glances. Great God Master Wu Fa's death was a huge blow to him and the Zhang family. Even though he knew that Great God Master Wu Fa was not killed by him, it was still caused by him. Hence, the Alliance of Gods would not let the Zhang family off easily. This made him very angry. At this moment, his hatred for Yang Hongwu had almost reached its limit. However, Zhang Yushin didn't dare fight to the death. After all, Yang Hongwu was too terrifying. Great God Master Wu Fa was so powerful that he wouldn't be able to defeat Great God Master Wu Fa unless they were in the Zhang family's headquarters. Zhang Yushin didn't think that he could defeat Great God Master Wu Fa anywhere else. Therefore, after Yang Hongwu killed Great Divine Master Wu Fa, Zhang Yushin would not act rashly. If he could kill Great God Master Wu Fa, he could also kill him. While Zhang Yushin was hesitating, Yang Hongwu had already disappeared. He had used the Divine Travel Talisman to chase after Great God Master Wu Fa. After a dozen breaths, Yang Hongwu appeared in the cave where Great God Master Wu Fa was cultivating. After entering the cave, Yang Hongwu discovered that Great God Master Wu Fa was no longer there. However, the bloodstains on the ground were still fresh. This made Yang Hongwu realize that Great God Master Wu Fa hadn't gone far. Moreover, from the bloodstains, he was indeed injured, and his injuries were not light. If his injuries were not serious, he would have returned to Willow Cloud Immortal City to attack him again. There's someone here. Yang Hongwu originally wanted to leave, but just as he was about to continue his pursuit, he discovered a white-robed woman by the river, not far away. This woman had a graceful figure that was comparable to Qiu Yingying's. She was definitely a great beauty. Just by looking at her back, it was already very amazing. However, Yang Hongwu wasn't in the mood to admire the beauty. Chasing after Great God Master Wu Fa was more important. Sir, please wait for a moment, the woman called out when she saw Yang Hongwu about to leave. She was very charming. It was like beautiful music that made people unable to stop themselves. Unknowingly, they were attracted by her voice. Miss, is there anything I can help you with? Even Yang Hongwu couldn't help but stop. Sir, why are you in such a hurry? Is there something urgent? The woman in white, asked Yang Hongwu. Yang Hongwu frowned and said, "That's right. If there's nothing else, I'll take my leave first." From the looks of it, sir, your strength shouldn't be weak. Because of the pursuit of my enemies, this concubine suffered severe injuries and almost lost all of my cultivation. I wonder if Sir can send me to Sky Blue Immortal City? The white-robed woman asked. Well, miss, I'm indeed in a hurry. It's not convenient. Facing such a beauty, Yang Hongwu couldn't bear to leave her here. However, he had to chase after Great God Master Wu Fa. If he let Great God Master Wu Fa escape, it would be a huge problem for him. If you're willing to escort me to Sky Blue Immortal City, I'll definitely give you a satisfactory reward, the woman in white said quickly when she saw that Yang Hongwu seemed to be tempted. Yang Hongwu hesitated for a moment, but still said, I'm really sorry, Mississippi. I have my own matters to attend to. I can't delay. How about this? I have a pill here that might be able to help you and alleviate your injuries. Saying that, Yang Hongwu took out a jade bottle. There were 2 pills in the bottle. They were healing pills. These pills were saint-grade pills that Yang Hongwu had concocted not long ago. There weren't many of them in total, and they were very precious. The woman in white shook her head and said, No, my injuries can't be healed in a short period of time unless it's a divine medicine. However, divine medicine is very rare. Even if you have it, it's not worth it to give it to me. It's too wasteful. Yang Hongwu frowned slightly and said, This isn't a divine medicine. It's just some pills that I've concocted. Although it's not the divine medicine that you're talking about, it still has some unique effects for healing injuries. Why don't you give it a try? Thank you, sir. Saying that, the woman in white took the jade bottle. After opening it, a strong fragrance rushed out. A ray of 7-colored light floated out. This is an elixir mark. It's a supreme grade divine pill. After seeing the pill, the woman in white was shocked. She didn't expect the pill to be a legendary supreme grade divine pill. In the empty divine world, there are people who could concoct saint grade divine pills. However, no one could concoct supreme grade divine pills. Supreme grade divine pills were naturally very rare. What made supreme grade divine pills even more precious was that they didn't have any side effects. Moreover, they could help a martial artist comprehend the power of law. To a warrior, the comprehension of the law of heaven and earth was the most important thing. After reaching the saint realm, one would need to comprehend the law of heaven and earth and condense the saint path law if they wanted to make continuous breakthroughs. Moreover, the stronger and more saint path law one comprehended, the stronger one's strength would be. Sir, this pill is too precious. The woman in white put the pill back into the jade bottle reluctantly and returned it to Yang Hongwu. She said, I can't accept this supreme grade divine pill. Miss, please accept it. This pill might be precious to others, but it's nothing to me. If you really feel bad, just give me something as a reward. Yang Hongwu smiled faintly. Chapter 9:61. Strength Dispersing Divine Ability. Young Master, are you not willing to escort me back to Heavenly Blue Immortal City? The white-robed woman said faintly. Am I that ugly in your eyes? Miss, you're overthinking. I do have something important to do. Otherwise, I would have sent you away. After all, you're as beautiful as a fairy. Yang Hongwu said, Since that's the case, why can't you help me before we talk about other things? I'm sorry. Since young master is unwilling, I won't force you. This pill is so precious. I don't have anything that's more valuable than young master's pill. Here's a breakthrough emperor pill. Maybe young master can use it. Then, the white-robed woman took out a box and handed it to Yang Hongwu. Breakthrough emperor pill. Yang Hongwu squinted his eyes. This wasn't an ordinary pill. Breakthrough emperor pill, as the name suggested, was a pill that could help a cultivator break through to the great emperor realm. The recipe for this pill had been lost for a long time. Moreover, even if one had the recipe, it was very difficult to refine. Firstly, the ingredients needed were very precious and difficult to find. Secondly, it was very difficult to refine. It wasn't something that an ordinary alchemist could refine. Miss, this breakthrough emperor pill is too precious. I can't accept it. Yang Hongwu was shocked. He didn't expect this woman to have such an incredible pill. This made Yang Hongwu very excited. For Yang Hongwu, the Breakthrough Emperor pill was useless. However, it was different for others. If he could use this pill to deduce the recipe, it would be even more amazing if he could refine the Breakthrough Emperor pill. Therefore, the value of this pill was very important to Yang Hongwu. It was hard for him to refuse. Young master, you don't have to do this. This pill has no effect on me. I don't need it at all. Young master is only a great saint now. If you have this pill, your strength can take a step forward and directly enter the great emperor realm. The white-robed woman said. Just as Yang Hongwu was about to speak, he felt a powerful aura coming from afar at high speed. Not good. At this moment, the white-robed woman's face changed. She shouted, "Sir, leave quickly. My enemy is here. Let's go." Yang Hongwu leaped up and instantly arrived beside the white-robed woman. "Excuse me." As he spoke, he grabbed the white-robed woman's waist and hurriedly rushed into the distance. The other party's strength wasn't weak. He was at least a late-stage Emperor Realm expert. If they were to fight, Yang Hongwu wasn't afraid. However, he didn't want to get entangled in a fight. He didn't want to expose his strength. After all, he still didn't know the woman's identity. "Wu Xingyun, you can't escape." That person instantly appeared in front of Yang Hongwu. This speed left Yang Hongwu speechless. Terrifying, this speed was really terrifying. Unless he used the secret technique of the Void Yin-Yang shuttle to directly teleport, there was no way he could escape. Ding Jiuqiu. Seeing the person who came, Wu Xingyun couldn't help but gnash his teeth, his eyes flashing with a strong killing intent. "Boy, be obedient and put Wu Xingyun down. Otherwise, you'll be in big trouble," Ding Jiuqiu said sternly. When Yang Hongwu heard this, he thought, "Damn, Wu Xingyun. Why isn't he Ding Chuanxiu? I thought it was the demigods and semi-devils." However, Ding Jiuqiu and Ding Chuanxiu only differed by one word. "Master, you go first." Ding Jiuqiu's strength is very strong. His strength dissipation divine ability is very terrifying. He can dissipate the opponent's spiritual power. You're just a first-level great saint. You can't resist it. Wu Xingyun said. "I'll try." Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes. Strength dissipation divine ability, dissipating the opponent's spiritual power. Wasn't this similar to Ding Chuanxiu's strength dissipation divine ability? Could it be that Wu Xingyun's secret technique was the 8 Desolation 6 Directions technique? If so, it would be interesting. In any case, this had successfully attracted his interest. As for Great God Master Wu Fa, he had probably escaped far away. Because Yang Hongwu's delusion breaker, I had already lost track of Great God Master Wu Fa. "Little bastard, you're courting death. Do you know that?" Ding Jiuqiu said. "It's not worth it to lose your life for a woman. I can't help it. People like me can't stand others bullying women, especially beautiful ones." Yang Hongwu looked at Ding Jiuqiu and said, "This is a hero saving a beauty. I'm going to save her." Ding Jiuqiu was furious. This little bastard actually dared to challenge his dignity. He was Ding Jiuqiu. The great god Ding's name was known by everyone. Those who were weak would all tremble when they heard his name. He grabbed with his big hand, and a terrifying spiritual power erupted. This spiritual power was very special. Everything it touched was turned into nothingness. This was Ding Jiuqiu's secret technique, the strength dissipation divine ability. Be careful. This is Ding Jiuqiu's strength dissipation divine ability. It can dissipate a martial artist's spiritual power. It's very terrifying. Seeing this scene, Wu Xingyun warned loudly. A cold light flashed in Yang Hongwu's eyes. He snorted and flicked his finger. Spiritual power condensed and broke through the void. This golden finger seemed to have come from the ancient time and space, wanting to destroy all evil. Boom! The two forces collided. The spiritual power condensed by Ding Jiuqiu's strength dissipation divine ability was shattered. On the other hand, Yang Hongwu's finger broke through the void and blasted towards Ding Jiuqiu. How is this possible? Ding Jiuqiu was shocked. His force neutralization divine ability was extremely powerful. Even among peak Great Emperor Realm cultivators, Only a few could resist it. However, this little brat was only a first-order Great Saint Realm cultivator. Yet his force neutralization divine ability had been broken with a single finger. This was hard for Ding Jiuqiu to imagine. Even Wu Xingyun was shocked. This was really too surprising. Yang Hongwu was just a Great Saint Realm level 1. It was unbelievable that he could resist Ding Jiuqiu's strength dissipation divine ability. But this was the truth. Haha, Ding Jiuqiu, your strength dissipation divine ability is useless. I have already sent a letter to junior sister Xianshui. This time, you are dead. Wu Xingyun was overjoyed. At this time, Ding Jiuqiu's eyes were extremely cold and filled with terrifying killing intent. Before Li Xianshui arrives, I can still kill all of you first. Ding Jiuqiu moved again. His whole body turned into a shadow and instantly rushed towards Yang Hongwu. His hands fluttered like butterflies. Countless fluorescent powder floated around, as if they were placed in a brilliant starry sky. Get out of the way. This is Butterfly's Dance of the Starry Sky. Wu Xingyan said. Retreat, quickly retreat. Butterfly's Dance of the Starry Sky was not a secret technique. It was a highly toxic poison. Once infected, one would fall into a state worse than death. It could be said that one could neither live nor die. Chapter 962. Free and unfettered immortal sect. This is just a poison technique. I don't care. Yang Hongwu snorted. How strong was his physical body? He was also a powerful alchemist. How could he be hurt by this poison technique? If it was so easy to be hurt, then his physical body would be too weak. Not to mention relying solely on his physical body. Even if he didn't have such a strong physical body, his own flame, the god-extinguishing heavenly fire, could burn this poison technique to ashes. Not good. Seeing Yang Hongwu being eroded by the poison technique, Wu Xingyun's face changed greatly. Why don't you believe me? This is the starry sky dance of the butterflies. This poison technique is very terrifying and difficult to resist. Once you're hit by this poison technique, you will die. Wu Xingyun, you'd better surrender. Your pretty boy has been poisoned by my poison technique. He's dead for sure. Ding Jiuqiu laughed. Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes. He snorted coldly and said, It's too early for you to be happy. Do you think I am so easy to deal with? How can a mere poison technique harm me? Impossible. You have been eroded by my poison technique. How can you be safe and sound? Don't pretend to be like this. Your inner palace and divine soul have long been eroded by my poison technique. It won't be long before your soul will scatter and you will die without a burial place. When Ding Jiuqiu saw that Yang Hongwu was unscathed, he was shocked, but he still said, Thank you. He still didn't believe that Yang Hongwu, a first-level Great Saint Realm martial artist, could resist his poison technique. His poison technique was so powerful that it was his own biggest trump card. It was even more powerful than his strength neutralization divine ability. Haha, I will show you. Yang Hongwu snorted, and something flew out of his right hand. It was an array disc. The array disc suspended in the air and turned into a large array, instantly enveloping Ding Jiuqiu in it. Array? You are actually an array master? Wu Xingyun was surprised. He didn't expect that Yang Hongwu was actually an array master, and it seemed that his level was not low. It was impossible for an ordinary array master to set up such a powerful array in such a short period of time. The light of the array formation shrouded the area within a radius of 1,000 feet. Thunder from the ninth heaven, descend. Yang Hongwu let out a soft yell. Bolts of lightning instantly descended from the sky. The densely packed purple lightning tribulation continued to strike, making it impossible for anyone to dodge. Damn it! Ding Jiuqiu, who had been targeted, was furious. He didn't expect that a first-order Great Saint Realm cultivator, whom he didn't think highly of, would have so many means. This spirit array was so powerful. This boy was definitely not an ordinary array master. If it weren't for the fact that his cultivation base was only at the Great Saint Realm First Order, his combat strength would be even more terrifying. If his cultivation had reached the Emperor Realm, his combat strength would be even more terrifying than a late Emperor Realm expert, or even a peak Emperor Realm expert. He suddenly remembered that Wu Xingyun's brother was a powerful array master. Was this young man his brother's apprentice? Or a junior brother or something? No matter what, this kid's status in the God-Master Alliance was definitely not low. So what if you're an array master? Break for me. Ding Jiuqiu roared. He raised his hands, and a small cauldron appeared. There were ancient patterns on it, and a mysterious aura appeared. The small cauldron grew bigger, and clouds of smoke rose from it. Be careful. This is the divine wood immortal cauldron, a powerful emperor weapon. It's one of the 3 supreme treasures of the free immortal sect. It was stolen by this old bastard. Wu Xingyan shouted. Yang Hongwu was speechless when he heard this. Ding Jiuqiu, divine wood immortal cauldron. Damn it, how similar was it to the heavenly dragonate tribes? And Wu Xingyun's junior sister, Li Xianshui. Take my battle blade. Yang Hongwu waved his hand, and a huge battle blade appeared in his hand. The battle blade contained vigorous power. It wasn't an ordinary power, but Hong Meng Qi. This was the Hong Meng battle blade. 9 dragons break the heavens. With a roar, Yang Hongwu waved his hand, and a terrifying sword Qi condensed into a giant dragon. The giant dragon roared and danced continuously. The sound of the dragon's roar was as if it was going to pierce through heaven and earth. The giant dragon collided with the poisonous insects that were shot out from the divine wood immortal cauldron, and a series of explosive sounds were heard. Boom! The impact of the Qi destroyed the surrounding grass and trees. It was a mess. What a terrifying combat strength. Wu Xingyun was shocked to the extreme. This kid's combat talent was too terrifying. He didn't expect that the person he randomly picked up would have such a powerful combat talent. He was even more powerful than her junior brother Ling Wuya. Her junior brother Ling Wuya was also a peerless genius, but compared to Yang Hongwu, the gap was not small. Her junior brother Ling Wuya could only fight with opponents who were 5 small realms higher than him. But this kid could fight with opponents who were 1 realm higher than him. This was something she had never seen before. She didn't know what kind of force could cultivate such a genius. Even the Supreme Deity sect didn't have such an outstanding genius. Perhaps he was the reincarnation of an ancient almighty to have such terrifying talent. If she could bring him into the sect, the free immortal sect would be able to rise to a higher level, and even become the #1 force in the divine world would not be impossible. His talent in array formation was so great. Perhaps she could introduce her brother Wu Faxian to him. She thought that her brother Wu Fa should know the name of her brother. However, Wu Xingyun would never have thought that her brother Wu Faxian, who was also great divine master Wu Fa, was Yang Hongwu's enemy. This time, he encountered her because he was chasing after great divine master Wu Fa. Damn little bastard. He has such terrifying combat strength. No, it's that battle saber that contains terrifying Hong Meng Qi. If I can get that battle saber, my strength will increase greatly, and even have the opportunity to cultivate the Hong Meng devouring great art. Ding Jiuqiu's eyes flickered as he kept thinking. Hong Meng devouring great art was the most powerful secret art of the free immortal sect. The 3 great secret arts of the free immortal sect, Dark North devouring great art, 8 desolation 6 directions supremacy skill, and formless divine art, were all derived from the Hong Meng devouring great art. It was said that in order to comprehend the Hong Meng devouring great art, one would need the Hong Meng Qi. However, how could it be so easy to obtain the Hong Meng Qi? In order to obtain the Hong Meng Qi, one had to enter the void, the Hong Meng land. The enemy of Hong Meng wasn't a place that ordinary people could enter. Even invincible great emperors couldn't do it. Once one entered the place, one would die. Unless one surpassed the invincible great emperors and entered the Tai true God realm, it was impossible to enter the place, let alone obtain the Hong Meng Qi. Chapter 963. Repel. Damn it, Li Xianshui. Ding Jiuqiu's face darkened. He did not expect Li Xianshui to arrive so soon. Li Xianshui was much stronger than him, and so was Wu Xingyun. If it was not for a sneak attack, he would not have one against Wu Xingyun. Run. Without any hesitation, Ding Jiuqiu made his choice. It's too late to run. Li Xianshui's body was like a shadow. Her speed was so fast that it was beyond Yang Hongwu's imagination. It was as if there were hundreds of figures in the field. Poison technique. Butterflies dance in the starry sky. With a shout, Ding Jiuqiu performed his poison technique again. It was as if butterflies were dancing in the air. The powder that fell was like stars in the sky. Immortal water sky. Li Xianxue shouted and waved her hand. It was as if the Milky Way fell from the sky. The water rushed out and washed away the poison that was like stars in the sky. It was as if it had never appeared. Damn it, strength-dissolving technique. Since the poison technique was useless, Ding Jiuqiu threw out a punch. It formed a huge vortex and burst out with a terrifying, devouring power. At this moment, Yang Hongwu moved. Formation rise. A mysterious light burst out, and a huge seal character appeared in the sky. The next moment, it fell down. This seal word blocked the devouring vortex. After a few breaths, the vortex turned into nothingness. Yin Yang's soul lock curse. Yang Hongwu shouted again. His mental strength exploded. A curse turned into a small dragon. It was invisible and attacked Ding Jiuqiu's soul. This time, Ding Jiuqiu was struck by lightning. His whole person was stunned. Although it was only for a moment, it was enough for Li Xianxue. She gathered a vast amount of spiritual power in her palm and hit Ding Jiuqiu's chest heavily. Ding Jiuqiu was sent flying for dozens of feet. The trees that were as thick as 3 people were broken. What a terrifying power! Yang Hongwu could clearly feel that although this palm strike seemed casual, it actually contained a terrifying destructive power. This terrifying power poured into Ding Jiuqiu's body, destroying his meridians until they were unrecognizable. No matter what, Ding Jiuqiu was a late Emperor Realm expert. In the face of such a terrifying power, he actually couldn't resist at all. Li Xianxue's strength was truly shocking. Teleportation technique. Ding Jiuqiu knew that there was no way he could defeat Li Xianxue now. If he didn't escape now, he would probably die here. Ding Jiuqiu was someone who feared death. His greatest life-saving trump card was his teleportation technique, Kuan Peng Shift. At this moment, a huge shadow of a Kuan Peng appeared in front of him, as if it had shrouded this part of the world. The next moment, Ding Jiuqiu disappeared from where he stood. He actually cultivated the Kuan Peng's teleportation technique and actually let that bastard escape. Realizing that Ding Jiuqiu had disappeared, Li Xianxue was infuriated. Initially, she thought that Ding Jiuqiu would definitely die this time. However, she didn't expect that he would still be able to escape after taking a full blow from her. Junior sister, don't be angry. One day, I will definitely kill that bastard. Wu Xingyan looked at Li Xianxue, who was burning with rage. Senior sister, how are you now? Li Xianxue looked at Wu Xingyan and asked. I have consumed this little brother's elixir, and my injuries are almost healed. Wu Xingyan said, Little brother, I have to thank you this time. If not for you, my senior sister would have been in deep trouble. Li Xianxue said, It's nothing. Yang Hongwu waved his hand and said, Since you are all safe now, it's time for me to leave. Now that it was impossible to find Great God Master Wu Fa, Yang Hongwu was ready to return to Lu Yun Immortal City. To you it's nothing, but to me, it's a life-saving grace. If it wasn't for your help, I'm afraid I wouldn't have been able to escape from this calamity. The grace of a drop of water must be repaid with a gushing spring. How can I not repay the grace of saving my life? Wu Xingyan said, Young master, if you follow me to heavenly blue immortal city, I will reward you generously. No need. Yang Hongwu shook his head and said, You have already avenged me. This breaking emperor elixir is already very precious to me. No, young master, although the breaking emperor elixir is precious, once you use it to break through to the great emperor realm, your cultivation will be stagnant. It will be very difficult to break through in the future. So, it's better for you not to use that elixir. With your potential, it's just a matter of time before you become an invincible great emperor. If you use the breaking emperor elixir to break through to the great emperor realm, it's not worth it. At this time, Wu Xingyan said, I see that young master's attainments in array formation are very high. I think you're a powerful array formation master. My brother Wu Faxian is great divine Master Wu Fa. If young master doesn't mind, I can introduce young master to my brother. I think my brother would also like to see such a genius array formation master. Wu Faxian, great god Master Wu Fa. Hearing this, Yang Hongwu was stunned. He didn't expect that the person he saved was the sister of his enemy. This was interesting. If he relied on Wu Xingyin to get close to her brother Wu Faxian, who was also great god Master Wu Fa, it would be easy. However, it seemed a little too shameless. Taking advantage of her gratitude to get close to her brother and kill him was a little too much. However, this was indeed a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If he missed it, it would be much more difficult to kill great god Master Wu Fa. Thank you for your kindness. I won't use this elixir, but it's very useful for some of my relatives. Yang Hongwu said, both of you, let's part ways here. After that, Yang Hongwu turned into a golden light and rushed in the direction of Lu Yinxian City. Looking at Wu Xingyun's silly look, Li Xianxue said, Senior sister, you like him? What? Wu Xingyun came back to her senses and said with a red face, what are you talking about? How could I like him? He's so much younger than me. For us cultivators, age is not a problem, said Li Xianxue with a smile. Moreover, senior sister, you're not that old. That young man has an outstanding aptitude and is a rare genius. He's only a great saint now, but he can fight against great emperors. He's a rare genius in the empty divine world. Even junior brother Ling Wuya is more terrifying than him. Moreover, his talent in formations is even more astonishing. Even I, the junior sister, am moved by such a genius. Chapter 964. Mysterious Dragon Bone, you're back. Did you catch up with great divine Master Wu Fa? Tai Xinxian asked when she saw Yang Hongwu. Yang Hongwu shook his head and said, no, that old thing is too cunning. He has already escaped. At this moment, Zhang Yushin was no longer here. It seemed like he had already left. Yang Hongwu heaved a sigh of relief. He was not confident in dealing with Zhang Yushin at this moment. Thank you, Sect Master. Yang Hongwu said, you're still calling me Sect Master? Call me Senior Sister. Tai Xunxian said, Senior Sister. Since you're calling me Senior Sister, we're family. Moreover, our Supreme Sect will face the Zhang family sooner or later. Now, the Zhang family is ready to make a move. Tai Xunxian said, let's go in. Yang Hongwu said, this is not the place to talk. All right, Tai Xunxian nodded. Yang Hongwu opened a formation and entered Willow Cloud Immortal City. Yang Hongwu, you're back. Great. Lu Quangshan sensed Yang Hongwu's arrival as soon as he entered Willow Cloud Immortal City. After all, he was the city lord of Willow Cloud Immortal City and controlled the entire city. Everything in Willow Cloud Immortal City was under his control. Of course, he knew that Yang Hongwu had entered Willow Cloud Immortal City. City Lord, Xian is thinking about you. All right, who is this? Lu Quangshan looked at the woman beside Yang Hongwu in surprise. He was worried about his daughter. Although the woman did not show her face, her temperament was definitely stronger than his daughter. Hello, City Lord Lu. I'm Tai Xinxian. Lu Quangshan's eyes widened in shock. He could not believe that the woman in front of him was the sect master of Supreme Sect, Tai Xinxian. This was too shocking. How this brat Yang Han would do it. Wasn't this too heaven-defying? He actually got together with the sect master of the Supreme Deity sect. Was he really that charming? Greetings, Supreme Deity Sect Master. Lu Quangshan was stunned for a while before he recovered from the shock and greeted Supreme Deity Xian. Big Brother Yang, it's great that you're back. At this moment, Lu Xian also appeared and saw Yang Hongwu. He was overjoyed. Yes, I heard that you were in danger, so of course I had to rush back. Now that Zhang Yushin has retreated, there's no need to worry, Yang Hongwu said. Who is she? When Lu Xian saw Tai Xunxian beside Yang Hongwu, she immediately felt threatened and spoke with a hostile tone. Xian she's my senior sister, the sect leader of the Supreme Divine Sect, Tai Xunxian. Yang Hongwu saw her expression and smiled bitterly in his heart. Women were always jealous. No one was an exception to this. Taishan Xian, this can't be true, right? Lu Xian muttered to herself. Lu Xian had always had an idol, and this idol was none other than the sect leader of the Supreme Divine Sect, Taishan Xian. Taishan Xian was extremely powerful and was recognized as the #1 beauty in the entire Void Divine world. Moreover, she was also one of the strongest people in the Void Divine world. Although her true strength wasn't the strongest in the Void Divine world, her reputation was the most resounding. After all, everyone in the Void Divine realm knew that she was the #1 beauty of the Void Divine realm. Moreover, she was the sect master of the #1 sect in the Void Divine realm, the Supreme Deity sect. She was very impressive. Lu Xian had always wanted to join the Supreme Divine sect. However, due to various reasons, she wasn't able to do so. Later on, she wanted to meet Taishan Xian a few times, but she wasn't able to do so. It had always been one of her regrets. Unexpectedly, she was able to meet her idol, Taishan Xian. However, the situation after meeting her made Lu Xian feel uncomfortable. She had never thought that her idol would become her rival in love. However, after thinking about it, even a woman like Taishan Xian had taken a fancy to Yang Hongwu. This was enough to prove that Yang Hongwu was definitely the person in the prophecy. It seemed that having such a sister was a good thing. Lu Xian, who had thought things through, immediately said, "Oh, it's Sister Xian. I'm so happy to see you. Did you know that you've always been my idol? All right, can I call you Sister Xian?" "Of course, Sister Xian. I'm also very happy to see you." Taishan Xian saw Lu Xian and knew that this was the reason why Yang Hongwu had risked his life to come back. Of course, she wouldn't give Lu Xian the cold shoulder. Instead, she held Lu Xian's hand enthusiastically. Seeing this scene, Yang Hongwu was dumbfounded. Lu Xian's change could be said to be earth-shattering. This change was too fast. This woman was really fickle. In the beginning, she looked as if she was facing a formidable enemy. But in the blink of an eye, she changed and became incomparably enthusiastic. It was as if they had not seen each other for many years. She was extremely enthusiastic. Yang Hongwu and Lu Quanshan were cast aside in an instant. This made Yang Hongwu speechless. "All right, let's enter the City Lord Mansion first. This is not the place to talk," Lu Quanshan hurriedly said as he looked at the people surrounding them. Yes. Yang Hongwu also nodded. Lu Quanshan was the City Lord. Lu Xian and Taishan Xian were both first-class beauties. Of course, they would stand out among the crowd. Yang Hongwu did not want to be treated like a monkey and be surrounded by people. After arriving at the City Lord Mansion, Yang Hongwu asked Lu Quanshan, "City Lord, what's going on?" "Logically speaking, I've already left the City Lord Mansion. Zhang Yushin shouldn't be in such a hurry to find trouble with you." Lu Quanshan smiled bitterly and said, "You're right. However, a person came to Willow Cloud Immortal City the day before yesterday. He had something in his hand that Zhang Yushin wanted very much." "What is it?" Yang Hongwu heard this and asked. "I don't know exactly what it is. That person died after giving me the thing he obtained. He vanished into thin air and left nothing behind except for that thing." Lu Quanshan said, "If what you said is true, I'm afraid that thing is really not simple. However, if it's very important to Zhang Yushin, I don't think Zhang Yushin would give it up so easily." This made Yang Hongwu feel a little puzzled. He continued, "What is it? Take it out and let me have a look." Lu Quanshan nodded and opened the secret vault of the City Lord Mansion. Yang Hongwu followed him in. "This is it." It was an inconspicuous black thing. Yang Hongwu looked at it carefully. It looked like a bone. "This seems to be the bone of something. It's a vertebra." Yang Hongwu looked at it and suddenly remembered something. There's a faint dragon chi on it. "This is a dragon bone." "Dragon bone?" "Yes." Yang Hongwu nodded and said, "I'm sure of this. This is definitely a dragon bone." Chapter 965. Evil Dragon Blood Essence. No, this isn't an ordinary dragon bone. There's demonic chi on it. Yang Hongwu suddenly found some clues. There was a trace of demonic chi on the dragon bone. This trace of demonic chi was very well hidden. It was located at the core of the dragon bone. If one didn't look carefully, they wouldn't be able to see it. However, One shouldn't underestimate this trace of demonic chi. The power contained in this trace of demonic chi was extremely terrifying. If it were to erupt, the entire willow cloud immortal city would be turned into nothingness. Yang Hongwu took a deep breath. His eyes flickered with astonishment. Demonic chi? Lu Guangxin said in disbelief. Did you see wrongly? There's nothing strange about this dragon bone. I can't sense it at all. This trace of demonic chi is very special and of high quality. Yang Hongwu's true demon incarnation was transformed from the supreme demon hand. It was probably the hand of the ancestor demon. This dragon bone was probably the dragon bone of the demon dragon. Yang Hongwu had once obtained the dragon bone of the primordial revered dragon. This dragon bone also contained the power of the primordial era. Could it be that this dragon bone also came from the primordial era? Did this demon dragon and the primordial revered dragon come from the same era? If that was the case, then this piece of dragon bone was really extraordinary. As for why the power of this dragon bone did not show itself, and why a super expert like Lu Guangxin could not sense it, this could be explained. First, the dragon bone had consumed a lot of its power after such a long time. It probably didn't even have 1,000th or even 1/10,000th of its original power. The other thing was that the power of the dragon bones had been concealed. Third, Yang Hongwu found that there were some seals on this dragon bone. These seals were very mysterious, and ordinary people wouldn't be able to see through them. This dragon bone came from the primordial era. Yang Hongwu said, "So what if this dragon bone came from the primordial era?" Lu Guangxin asked in confusion. "Is there something special about this dragon bone?" Although the dragon bones from the primordial era were not bad, they could only be used to forge a decent weapon at most. There was not much effect at all. This is something you don't know. The dragon bones from the immemorial era are of great help to those who possess the bloodline of the true dragon. Moreover, the trace of devil chi within it is extremely terrifying. If those who possess the bloodline of the devil dragon were to refine it, their bloodline would reach an unimaginable level. It's very normal for their bloodline to increase by 1 or 2 levels. Yang Hongwu said, "Are you saying that refining the demonic chi in the dragon bones can improve the bloodline of the demonic tribe?" Lu Guangxin's expression changed upon hearing this. Moreover, merely a strand of devil energy was sufficient to destroy the entire Willow Cloud City. So, how terrifying was this strand of devil energy? If this demon, no, the demon dragon was extremely powerful and terrifying when he was alive, then there was only one possibility. The original strength of the owner of this dragon bone was probably beyond the existence of invincible great emperors. He was in the realm of primordial true God. If this was the case, if a demon lord obtained this dragon bone and refined it, then it would be too terrifying. If this dragon bone is obtained by a powerful blacksmith, it can be forged into a powerful demonic weapon, even more terrifying than the demonic spirit battle saber. Yang Hongwu added. Lu Guangxin was even more shocked by these words. This is not good. Let's leave quickly. The dragon bone in Yang Hongwu's hand suddenly changed. The energy within the dragon bone erupted, and the dragon bone stuck tightly to Yang Hongwu's hand. What's going on? Lu Guangxin was puzzled when he saw Yang Hongwu being so nervous and asked, "You go first. The dragon bone is stuck to my hand, and it's erupting with terrifying energy. I can't resist it anymore." Yang Hongwu had never expected that the dragon bone would suddenly erupt with terrifying energy in his hand. The energy seemed to have found a vent in his body and crazily surged into his body. Yang Hongwu felt that his body was about to explode from this terrifying energy. Yang Hongwu was sure that if it wasn't for his strong physical body and the immortal dragon body, he would have already exploded from this powerful energy. The energy that the dragon bone was erupting now was much greater than he had imagined. Bursts of sharp pain came from his arm. The powerful energy was constantly attacking his body. His meridians were broken by this terrifying energy. In a short while, Yang Hongwu was greatly injured. "Quick, go find my senior sister, Tai Xinxian," Yang Hongwu said. The energy that erupted from the dragon bone was incomparably pure. Moreover, what made Yang Hongwu even more worried was that this energy was not ordinary energy, but incomparably pure demonic chi. If he couldn't resist it, he was afraid that this terrifying demonic chi would trigger his inner demon. At that time, It would be bad if he lost his mind and fell into the demonic Tao. If the true demonic incarnation or the demonic hand were still here, Yang Hongwu wouldn't be worried at all. However, the problem now was that the demonic hand and the demonic devouring rune had now become the true demonic incarnation. He was now separated from the true demonic incarnation. Therefore, although the true demonic incarnation could transmit some energy, it was not enough to suppress this demonic qi. Okay, I'll go right away. You must hold on, Lu Quanshan said and disappeared in a flash. Yang Hongwu felt that his dantian was about to explode. That trace of pure demonic qi also rushed into his body. At this time, Yang Hongwu discovered that this trace of demonic qi was not a trace, but a drop of demonic dragon blood essence. This demonic dragon was an immemorial evil dragon. It was a very powerful existence. Some memories also appeared in Yang Hongwu's mind. They were the memories of the immemorial revered dragon. This immemorial evil dragon was the archenemy of the immemorial revered dragon. The reason why it suddenly erupted was because it sensed the bloodline of the immemorial revered dragon. It sensed the aura of the immemorial evil dragon, which caused this drop of immemorial evil dragon blood essence to erupt. Damn it. So what if it's an immemorial evil dragon? Yang Hongwu's eyes emitted a terrifying cold light. This body belongs to me. It's impossible to trigger my inner demon and cause trouble in my body. This is my territory. I'm the master. No one can shake me. Yang Hongwu was also angry. He crazily circulated the cultivation techniques that he cultivated. Immortal dragon body, 9 transformation yin-yang form, mind refining scripture. All the powerful cultivation techniques that he cultivated were circulated to the extreme. The magical power in his body condensed and began to resist the immemorial evil dragon blood essence. Chapter 966. Battle against the evil dragon's remnant soul. Haha, I didn't expect you to be the successor of that old bastard, primordial sovereign dragon. A voice sounded arrogant in Yang Hongwu's sea of consciousness. It was a wisp of the primordial evil dragon's remnant soul. But even if it was just a wisp of remnant soul, it was still very terrifying. Primordial evil dragon. Yang Hongwu's consciousness flickered and appeared in his sea of consciousness. Boy, hand over your body. With that, the primordial evil dragon turned into a giant dragon. It opened its ferocious mouth, revealing sharp teeth that looked like razors. It dragged its huge body and rushed toward Yang Hongwu. You want to possess my body? Dream on. Yang Hongwu snorted coldly. Yang Hongwu was not an ordinary person. He had already cultivated the spirit-refining heart sutra to the extreme. His spiritual power was much stronger than his physical body, and his divine soul was even more powerful. Yang Hongwu's divine soul had also turned into a huge dragon. This was a huge golden dragon. Its body was surrounded by terrifying flames. These flames seemed to be able to burn everything in the world. The primordial evil dragon's body was surrounded by a surging demonic aura. One was righteous while the other was evil. The two dragons collided. They kept biting and attacking. Damn it! The golden dragon suddenly swung its tail, and the black dragon was heavily whipped and sent flying. The golden dragon seized the opportunity and turned back. It opened its huge mouth and tore the evil dragon's body apart with its sharp teeth. Damn old bastard! How dare you plot against me? The evil dragon turned into a human figure again. He was furious. He did not expect that the old bastard, primordial sovereign dragon, would plot against him, which made him furious. The primordial evil dragon and primordial venerable dragon had always been sworn enemies. One of them was righteous while the other was evil. However, there was a slight gap between their strengths. Primordial venerable dragon always had the upper hand, but primordial venerable dragon couldn't do anything to the primordial evil dragon and couldn't kill him. It's just a drop of blood essence. Yang Hongwu also turned into a human figure, holding a saber with both hands. The saber was surrounded by dragon qi. Impossible. How can you have such power? Seeing the saber in Yang Hongwu's hand and the dragon qi around him, the primordial evil dragon's face changed drastically. Yang Hongwu did not know why the arrogant primordial evil dragon's face changed so drastically when he saw the Hongmeng saber. Although the Hongmeng saber had been upgraded, it still had all the attributes of the Nine Dragon saber. It had still had the Nine Dragon saber. The dragon chi that erupted from the Hongmeng saber was far beyond its original level. However, Yang Hongwu did not care why the primordial evil dragon had such an expression. What he wanted to do was to kill the primordial evil dragon. After all, it was an ancient and evil existence. It would not be a good thing if he triggered his inner demons and suffered chi deviation. Go to hell. Yang Hongwu's saber turned into countless terrifying saber shadows, shrouding the primordial evil dragon. Humph! The primordial evil dragon snorted. A cold light burst out from his eyes. He waved his hand, and a cloud of black chi burst out like a ball of cotton, blocking Yang Hongwu's saber chi. Demon-killing finger. Yang Hongwu seemed to know that this attack would not be able to kill the primordial evil dragon. He condensed his magical power and struck out with his finger. The power contained in this finger was not as strong as the previous saber, but it did have a kind of extreme yang power that could kill gods and demons. This extreme yang energy was the nemesis of the evil devils. Moreover, they were in Yang Hongwu's sea of consciousness. When Yang Hongwu used this move, the whole sea of consciousness seemed to be illuminated by golden sunlight. Wherever the golden light reached, the primordial evil dragon's demonic chi dissipated and melted. Demonic chi gang transformation. The primordial evil dragon snorted. The demonic chi kept rolling and shrinking. It condensed into a layer of gang chi, protecting him firmly. Yang Hongwu's finger hit the gang chi shield. Although a small hole was created in an instant, this small crack was repaired in a breath's time. Divine Cloud Strike. Yang Hongwu saw that his attack did not kill the primordial evil dragon. He thought of another powerful secret technique. Another golden light shot out from the clouds. It heavily hit the primordial evil dragon's defense. Bang! A muffled sound was heard. The black gang chi shield made a muffled sound and a crack was blasted open. The primordial evil dragon snorted. Its face darkened. In a flash, it charged towards Yang Hongwu. Its speed was extremely fast. In a breath's time, its huge claws were about to penetrate Yang Hongwu's head. At this moment, Yang Hongwu's body glowed with golden light. He looked like a supreme, true god. A huge palm appeared. Within this gigantic palm, there was a powerful force. This force seemed to be boundless and righteous. Bang! The primordial evil dragon was instantly beaten down. It did not have the strength to resist at all. It was like an ant trying to shake a tree. Yang Hongwu came to his senses and was stunned. That force, just now, was not the force that he controlled. It was the force that erupted from the primordial revered dragon's bone that he had refined. Yang Hongwu was shocked. The primordial revered dragon was really terrifying. His calculations were too shocking. A piece of dragon bone had been refined by Yang Hongwu and integrated into his flesh and bones. However, it could still erupt with such a terrifying force. It was hidden too deeply. Now that he thought about it, Yang Hongwu was very shocked and his heart palpitated. If the primordial revered dragon wanted to deal with him, would he be able to withstand it? The answer was unknown. However, one thing was for sure. Even if he could withstand it, he would suffer a huge blow. Despicable primordial revered dragon. Since you destroyed my true spirit, I will not let your successor have it easy. Haha. I will let your successor inherit my strength and the evil dragon's law. He will become my successor. As he said that, the dragon body formed from the primordial evil dragon's essence blood exploded. That boundless energy actually poured into Yang Hongwu's body and into his soul. Even if Yang Hongwu wanted to, he could not stop it. After the force entered Yang Hongwu's body and soul, Yang Hongwu felt a bone-piercing chill at first. However, in the next moment, Yang Hongwu realized that it was different. It was no longer bone-piercing cold. Instead, it stirred up the surging demonic intent in his body. Demonic intent was already growing in his mind. It was difficult to suppress it. Yang Hongwu was furious. He frantically operated his cultivation technique and the mind-refining heart sutra to suppress the demonic intent. He hated the primordial evil dragon to the core. Chapter 967. Dual cultivation. Oh no, I can't control it anymore. Yang Hongwu knew that things were not going well. Greed, killing intent, and other demonic thoughts were under his control. However, there was one thing that he couldn't control. That was lust. It was surging like fire. At this moment, he couldn't control it at all. Now, there was only one thought in Yang Hongwu's mind, and that was women. At this moment, Tai Shun Xian, Lu Xian and Lu Quanshan walked in. Seeing that Yang Hongwu was behaving like a wild beast at this moment, he was immediately shocked. Roar! Yang Hongwu roared. After seeing Tai Shan Xian and Lu Xian he rushed over. Oh no! Tai Shun Xian's expression changed. She pointed her finger and temporarily controlled Yang Hongwu. Sister Xian, what happened to him? He was fine just now. How did he become like this? Lu Xian asked anxiously with tears in her eyes. He was fine just now. However, he saw a dragon bone. It seems to be a dragon bone with demonic qi. Then, he became like this. Lu Quanshan said, a dragon bone with demonic qi. It seems that the demonic qi invaded his body and wanted to take over his body. Now that he couldn't control it, the demonic thoughts were triggered. Now, the demonic thoughts are everywhere. Tai Shun Xian said, what should we do now? There's no way. He can only rely on himself. Tai Shun Xian smiled bitterly. He doesn't seem to have any other demonic thoughts. It seems like it's just lust. At this moment, Lu Quanshan coughed and said, that's true. At this moment, Yang Hongwu became a little more clear-headed. He said, I can't control it. The demonic thoughts are suppressed by me. However, I can't control my lust. That evil dragon integrated its blood essence into my body. I can't suppress it. Then, what should we do now? Lu Xian, and the others were delighted at first. Then, they asked anxiously. I can't control it. Yang Hongwu roared. He broke free from Tai Shun Xian's confinement and rushed towards her. Tai Shun Xian waved her hand. An ray of light shot out. It turned into a net of light and enveloped Yang Hongwu. However, to her surprise, this net of light was completely ineffective. It was easily torn apart by Yang Hongwu. Then, he pounced on her body. The majestic dragon Qi burst out. The aura of the purest Yang erupted from Yang Hongwu's body. At this moment, Tai Shun Xian lost her sense of propriety. She was unable to display her originally powerful strength. She was completely dumbfounded. When had she ever seen such a battle formation? Although she once had some feelings for Zhang Yushan, it was simply a false matter. It was merely Zhang Yushan's own thoughts. She had never been in close contact with any man before, let alone being intimate with him. And Yang Hongwu's Yang Qi was something that no woman could resist. At this moment, Tai Shun Xian's entire body was limp, and she couldn't muster up any strength at all. At this moment, Yang Hongwu's hands were moving around Tai Shun Xian's body. Seeing this scene, Lu Xian, and Lu Quanshan were both dumbfounded. Lu Xian, felt a sour feeling in her heart. Not good. Suddenly, Lu Quanshan's expression changed. He discovered that Lu Xian, was also unable to control herself. The purest Yang Qi on Yang Hongwu's body was even more intense. At this moment, he was like a huge sun. The air was filled with a scorching hot aura. Lu Xian, also became dazed. Lu Quanshan smiled bitterly. He originally wanted to pull Lu Xian away, but he gave up on that idea after thinking about it. He couldn't stay here. If he stayed, the consequences would be unimaginable. At that time, he would definitely die without a burial place. After taking a deep look, Lu Quanshan retreated from the stone room and closed the stone door. He also activated the seal and stood guard outside. At this moment, the man and the two women in the stone room became dazed. Not long after, seductive sounds came from the stone room. In an instant, it was like waves rolling and the sounds intertwined into a beautiful movement in the room. One day later, Yang Hongwu opened his eyes. Looking at the two beauties beside him, one big and one small, he could not help but smile bitterly. Lu Xian, was still all right, but he had never thought that he would even take in Tai Shun Xian. Yang Hongwu was now worried that after Tai Shun Xian woke up, she would eat him alive. After all, Tai Shun Xian was not ordinary. Moreover, Yang Hongwu and her were far from reaching that level. Now, he could only resign himself to fate. At this moment, Tai Shun Xian slowly opened her eyes. She had woken up. Senior apprentice sister, you're awake, said Yang Hongwu. I'm sorry, senior apprentice sister. This is my fault. If you want to beat me or kill me, I'll accept it. It couldn't be helped. Who asked him to do something wrong? I don't blame you. Tai Shan shook her head and said, moreover, this is also beneficial to me. Speaking of which, I have to thank you. It's because of this that I have the opportunity to break through. It won't be long before I can truly break through to the invincible Great Emperor realm. Moreover, I've touched the edge of the Tai True God realm. Hearing this, Yang Hongwu was stunned. He knew that his physique was special. However, the people who had dual cultivated with him and obtained great benefits were usually those with pure immortal physiques or sacred physiques. He knew that Lu Xian had a pure sacred physique. However, Tai Shan did not have a pure immortal physique or sacred physique. However, no matter what, seeing that Tai Shan did not intend to pursue the matter, Yang Hongwu sighed in relief. This time, he had really picked up a great bargain. He had obtained such a devastatingly beautiful woman for nothing. Senior apprentice sister, I'll take responsibility, said Yang Hongwu. Tai Shan smiled and said, Senior apprentice brother, you can't let me down. I won't. Yang Hongwu shook his head and said, I, Yang Hongwu, am not a heartless person. Senior apprentice sister is very affectionate to me. Moreover, this time, it's all thanks to senior apprentice sister. Otherwise, I would have exploded and died. I believe in you. A happy smile appeared on Tai Shan's face. It was as if a heavy burden had been lifted from her heart. She thought to herself, it feels really good to have a man to rely on. Senior apprentice brother, take a look at your condition now. Don't leave any side effects. Okay. Yang Hongwu nodded and checked the condition of his body. Because of Tai Shan, Yang Hongwu had not checked his own condition after waking up. Now that he had heaved a sigh of relief and heard Tai Shan's words, he remembered the condition of his body. After checking, Yang Hongwu was overjoyed. 7 revolutions of yin-yang. The 9 revolutions of yin-yang had broken through and reached the 7 revolutions of yin-yang. The 7 revolutions of yin-yang control time and space. Yang Hongwu was shocked. He had only reached the 7 revolutions of yin-yang, but he could control time and space. Chapter 968. The situation was critical, Xian. You're still pretending. Let's do some exercise. Yang Hongwu looked at Lu Xian, who was still pretending to be asleep and couldn't help but feel restless. He grabbed Lu Xian's body and started moving. No, Lu Xian pouted. Big brother Yang, don't do it. I'm about to fall apart. Haha, silly girl, I'm just teasing you. Do I look like someone who doesn't know how to take care of women? Yang Hongwu chuckled. Big brother Yang is so naughty. If you do this again, I'll ignore you. Lu Xian wrinkled her nose and snorted. Haha, Yang Hongwu was overjoyed. He hugged the 2 girls tightly in his arms. 2 days later, Yang Hongwu's cultivation had stabilized at the 3rd level Great Sage realm. Dual cultivating with the 2 girls had allowed him to break through the yin-yang 7th revolution, and his cultivation had reached the 3rd level Great Sage realm. Now that his cultivation had stabilized, the hidden injuries in his body had been completely eliminated. His cultivation had become more stable, and his physical body had become stronger. Most importantly, Yang Hongwu's strength had become even more terrifying. Every move he made had the power to destroy the heavens and earth. His control over the power of laws had become even more exquisite. Yang Hongwu was pleasantly surprised to find that after fusing with the evil dragon's blood essence, his connection with the true devil incarnation had become stronger. This was a huge benefit. It meant that he could fuse with the true devil incarnation and truly fuse with it. In that case, his strength would become even more terrifying. Breaking through to the Emperor realm had become easier. However, Yang Hongwu knew that even though he knew about it, he was still far from reaching that level. Now that Tai Shan was his woman, Yang Hongwu didn't have to hide anything from her. He told Tai Shan everything he wanted to do in the Void Divine world. Ancient domain and heavenly domain have begun to fuse. Tai Shan frowned when she heard the news. She naturally knew about the ancient domain and heavenly domain. As the sect master of the strongest force in the Void Divine world, she naturally had her own sources of information. Clearly, she had her own information channels in the heavenly domain ancient domain, and demon domain. Yang Hongwu was not surprised by this. However, even if there was a channel, it would not be easy to open up an interplane transmission. After all, this was a large plane, unless it was an Emperor-grade messaging talisman. However, the Imperial-grade messaging talisman was extremely precious. There were only a few of them in the entire Nihility divine world, and the Supreme Deity sect only had 2 of them. Without an Emperor-grade messaging jade talisman, he could only use it 3 times at most. It was extremely precious. Therefore, unless it was an extremely important matter that concerned the life and death of the Nihility divine world or the future of the Supreme Deity sect, the Emperor-grade messaging jade talisman would never be used. Are you sure this is true? Taishan Xian was skeptical. The fusion of the planes was definitely a major matter. If the ancient domain and heavenly domain were to merge, then the world would really change greatly. Moreover, according to what Yang Hongwu had said, there was a terrifying great demon in the ancient domain and heavenly domain. This terrifying great demon had extremely terrifying strength. Even unrivaled great emperors could not contend against it. It was definitely an expert of the Tai True God realm, or perhaps it should be called the Tai True Demon. At that level, it was not something that they could resist. Unless they were also at the Tai True God realm, then they could fight against it. Moreover, even if they could defeat it, they could not kill it. At most, they could only seal it. Therefore, if a Tai True God realm demon appeared, it would be a devastating blow to any world. The heavenly domain, demon domain, ancient domain, and the void divine world were all connected. If a Tai True God realm demon appeared in any of the planes, it would be a great disaster. Therefore, when Taishan Xian heard about this matter, she finally understood where the most terrifying calamity of the void divine world would come from in the ancient prophecy. Since the immemorial era, there had not been many Tai True God realm demons that appeared. However, every time they appeared, the entire 9 heavens and 10 earths, including the void divine world and the demon world, would suffer great destruction. Rivers of blood would flow in those plains. There would be countless deaths and injuries. It could be said that the people were in a terrible situation. Some of the weaker worlds would be completely destroyed. They would disappear into the void and cease to exist. In the ancient era, there was a prophecy that the void divine world would encounter a great calamity after countless years. This great calamity will be the greatest calamity in the history of the void divine world. If the person who possessed the 9 dragons' transcendence body could not be found, the void divine world will be completely destroyed and cease to exist. In the beginning, Taishan Xian did not believe it. However, after meeting Yang Hongwu, she began to believe it. There was a powerful force in his body. This powerful force was beyond anyone's. However, he had not mastered it yet. He also had not unleashed it. This force was still sealed. If Yang Hongwu could control it, his strength would soar. At the very least, he would be able to reach the legendary Tai True God realm. At that time, even if a powerful Tai True demon appeared, Yang Hongwu would be able to stop it. He could even absorb the entire void divine world into his own world and protect it. That way, the entire void divine world would not be affected. It's true. In fact, I entered the void divine world by accident. At the beginning, I entered the ancient battlefield to increase my strength so that I could deal with the demon, Zetian. Yang Hongwu said. However, the problem now is that I have to go back as soon as possible. Otherwise, the devil's strength will increase greatly when ancient domain and heavenly domain merge completely. At that time, it won't be easy to deal with the devil. Even if I break through to the peak of Great Sage Realm, it's still impossible to deal with that beast. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly in his heart. Zetian's speed of growth was too fast. Yang Hongwu found it hard to imagine. He thought that his strength was increasing fast enough. However, he was still inferior to Zetian. If he wanted to reach the level where he could contend with Zetian, he must increase his cultivation. Only when he reached the Great Emperor realm, he would have the confidence to deal with Zetian. Currently, Zetian's cultivation was probably at the invincible Great Emperor realm. If he was allowed to increase his cultivation, it would be hopeless to deal with him. Of course, if he could obtain the world-extinguishing Dharma lightning, he would still have a chance to survive. However, even if he obtained the world-extinguishing Dharma lightning, he would have to pay a great price to kill Zetion. At the very least, he would have to sacrifice a miniature world to kill him. Of course, Yang Hongwu had a miniature world. He now had the little devil world, the sorcerer world, and the 5 extreme spaces. Each of these 3 miniature worlds contained a vast amount of energy. However, once these miniature worlds were destroyed, Yang Hongwu would suffer a great loss. Even Yang Hongwu would be destroyed along with them. Chapter 969. Plotting against Zhang Yushan. It's not easy to leave the void divine world in such a short period of time. Tai Shanxian frowned and said, "There is a way." Yang Hongwu said, "I already know how to leave, but the key is to deal with Zhang Yushan." "What do you mean?" "I need an altar to enter the ancient desolate battlefield. Only through the ancient desolate battlefield can I return to ancient region," Yang Hongwu said. "Ancient desolate battlefield?" Tai Shanxuan's expression changed slightly. If one wanted to enter the ancient battlefield, they had to go through the Zhang family. Originally, there were a few entrances to the ancient battlefield. However, due to special reasons, the other entrances to the ancient battlefield had been destroyed. The only one that was still intact was the one in the Zhang family. The other entrances were extremely dangerous, and there was basically no chance of survival. Only the entrance to the ancient battlefield, where the Zhang family was located, was relatively safe. "Do I have to enter the ancient battlefield?" "Yes. Only by entering the ancient desolate battlefield can we return to ancient region in the shortest time possible." Yang Hongwu said, "I don't have much time left. If I don't return in time, I'm afraid ancient region will fall." Yang Hongwu knew how terrifying Zetion was. No, Zetion's original body was terrifying. If Zetion opened the Earth Spirit Palace, broke the soul-controlling tablet, obtained his original body, and merged with it, everything would be over. There's another reason why we have to deal with Zhang Yushan. If we can get the apocalyptic Dharma lightning, we will have a greater chance of dealing with the demon. Find someone to delay Zhang Yushan. Then, we will enter the Zhang family and occupy the altar. However, if we do that, we won't be able to get the apocalyptic Dharma lightning, Tai Shanxian said. "If there's a way to make Zhang Yushan hand over the apocalyptic Dharma lightning, that would be great," Lu Xianer said. "It's not impossible to make him hand over the apocalyptic Dharma lightning." Yang Hongwu's eyes lit up when he heard this. It was almost impossible to snatch the apocalyptic Dharma lightning by force. However, if Zhang Yushan handed it over himself, there was a glimmer of hope. However, it wasn't an easy task. However, it was still easier than snatching it by force. Soul assimilation technique, Yang Hongwu said after thinking for a while. The soul-sucking technique is basically impossible to achieve. Zhang Yushan's mental energy and primordial spirit are both extremely powerful. In the void divine world, there's almost no one who is stronger than him. If you want to use the soul-sucking technique on him, it will only be possible if the other party is seriously injured, said Tai Shanxian as she shook her head. Once one's cultivation had reached the peak of the great emperor realm, one's mental strength and primordial spirit cultivation had reached the pinnacle. Unless one's primordial spirit was severely injured, it was impossible to perform a soul catcher. The slightest movement would be sensed by the other party. No, there are other ways. You don't need to be seriously injured. You can do it silently, Yang Hongwu said. Impossible. Tai Shanxian didn't believe him at all. You're not a peak great emperor realm expert. You don't know how terrifying a peak great emperor realm expert is. An ordinary soul assimilation technique won't work at all. A peak great emperor realm expert is very sensitive to danger. It's almost impossible to scheme against a peak great emperor realm expert. Formation, prohibition, and the help of medicine, it can be done, said Yang Hongwu. Although the formation is powerful, it won't work if he's prepared, said Tai Shanxian as she shook her head. I'm very clear about this. It's naturally not an ordinary formation. Yang Hongwu's lips curved into a smile. He still had a trump card to set up an illusory formation. It was Little White. The current Little White was not as simple as the previous illusory Cloud Rat. However, the illusory technique was one of Little White's innate superpower. Now that Little White's strength had reached the level of Saint Realm, If it was raised to another level, its illusory technique would be even more terrifying. With Little White as the core of the formation, setting up an illusory formation with a treasure would definitely surpass the Emperor-grade formation. With the help of medicine and prohibition talismans, he didn't believe that he couldn't scheme against Zhang Yushin. What formation? Illusory reality formation, said Yang Hongwu. I call this formation the illusory reality formation. After hearing Yang Hongwu's words, Tai Xian felt that it was even more unreliable. After all, his cultivation was only at level 3 Great Saint Realm. All right, no matter what, we can give it a try, said Tai Xian. 2 days later, Yang Hongwu had set up a formation in the Tiger's Mouth Canyon on the only way to the Zhang clan. It was none other than the illusory reality formation. Moreover, Yang Hongwu had also scattered medicinal powders along the way and planted special plants. These plants and the medicinal powders were all things that could trick people, causing them to unknowingly get lost in it. In fact, if each of these medicinal powders were used individually, they wouldn't have any effect on any great Emperor realm martial artist. Yang Hongwu also knew that if the medicinal powders were too strong, there wouldn't be any effect at all. This was because if the medicinal powders were too strong, they would be sensed immediately. Therefore, Yang Hongwu's method was to boil the frog in warm water. Along the way, although the medicinal powders weren't very effective, they would cause the other party to unknowingly fall into the trap. By the time he entered the formation, he would already be lost. At that time, he wouldn't be able to extricate himself. Unless there was a special situation that endangered his life, he wouldn't be able to wake up at all. Everything is ready. We're just waiting for Zhang Yushin to arrive, said Yang Hongwu to the two ladies with a smile. Second uncle is already here, said Tai Xian. He and Zhang Yushin are already on their way. They'll be here in an hour at most. Good. Yang Hongwu squinted his eyes. Success or failure depends on this. Time flew by. Soon, an hour had passed. Tai Shenfeng and Zhang Yushin walked over slowly. Although Yang Hongwu didn't know how Tai Shenfeng could lure Zhang Yushin over so easily, it wasn't important. What was important was that they could plot against Zhang Yushin and seize the destructive Dharma Thunder from him. Once they got the destructive Dharma Thunder, it would be the time of Zhang Yushin's death. He's here, said Tai Xian through voice transmission. I know. I already knew when he entered the trap that I set up. Yang Hongwu took a deep breath and activated Delusion Breaker Eye. He stared at Zhang Yushin and Tai Shenfeng. Zhang Yushin and Tai Shenfeng, one in front and one behind, kept talking. Chapter 970. Winner takes all, Divine Wind Emperor. You've asked this question countless times. Yes, it's definitely possible. This is a mutually beneficial matter. When the time comes, you and I will have the opportunity to break through to the invincible Great Emperor realm and even the Tai True God realm. If we break through to the Tai True God realm, why would we need to stay in this godforsaken place? Zhang Yushin said. That's right. All this time, they thought that I was willing to assist Tai Xian, but how could they know my ambition? Tai Shenfeng's eyes shone brightly as he said, I, Tai Shenfeng, am destined to transcend this plane. How could I be limited to this small nihility divine world? Yes, the people of the world are stupid. The nihility divine world is just a tiny speck of sand in the great thousand universe. It is not worthy of our attention at all. Zhang Yushin chuckled and echoed. Unknowingly, the two of them had entered the formation that Yang Hongwu had set up. Yang Hongwu knew that the time had come. Formation, activate. Yang Hongwu struck out a seal, and the illusory formation was activated silently. Gradually, Tai Shenfeng and Zhang Yushin entered the formation. Unknowingly, they were trapped in the illusory formation. Can you do it? Tai Xian looked at the two of them in the formation. Tai Shenfeng's acting skills were excellent. If she didn't know that Tai Shenfeng was doing it on purpose, Tai Xian would have thought that her uncle was really going to betray the Supreme Deity sect. Yes, Yang Hongwu said, today will be the day of Zhang Yushin's death. Time flowed by like water. Yang Hongwu had already entered the formation. At this moment, Whitey, who was the core of the formation, had already come out. Master, did you get it? Of course. How could I let you down? Whitey said proudly. It spat out a bead that landed in Yang Hongwu's palm. However, Master, don't ask me to get such things next time. Whitey's heart palpitated at the mention of this. It said, this thing is too terrifying. If it erupts, this revered beast will be finished. You've done a great service this time. Tell me, what benefits do you want? Yang Hongwu was very happy. He put away the apocalyptic magic lightning. The world-extinguishing magical thunder contained a terrifying power that was truly shocking. Compared to the power of the evil dragon's blood essence, it was 100 or 1,000 times stronger. It was even more terrifying. Don't underestimate the small bead. If it exploded, it could definitely destroy the entire empty divine world. World-extinguishing magic lightning, it truly lived up to its name of world-extinguishing. It was too ferocious. I want 100, no, 10,000 Emperor-grade beast spirit pills. Whitey's long whiskers shook as it looked at Yang Hongwu. All right. Yang Hongwu stared at Little White in shock. This fellow wasn't simple at all. He didn't expect it to know that he could concoct Emperor-grade pills. However, Emperor-grade beast spirit pills required time to prepare as there weren't enough materials. However, I can't do it now. I don't have enough materials. Yang Hongwu said, Master, you don't have to worry about this. I have them here. Whitey said, You have them? Yang Hongwu was stunned. This fellow had always been in the vast Heaven Immortal Pagoda. How could he get the materials to concoct Emperor-grade beast spirit pills? Yes, I got this from that old man and that blockhead just now. Xiaobai threw out a storage ring, which landed in Yang Hongwu's hand. Yang Hongwu didn't know whether to laugh or cry. This Whitey. The old man was talking about Zhang Yushin. The blockhead was talking about Divine Wind Emperor Tai Divine Wind. This fellow, not only did he snatch Zhang Yushin, he even snatched Tai Divine Wind. Yang Hongwu was really speechless. This wasn't a big deal. When the time comes, he would return the Tai Divine Wind to him. As for these materials, he would refine some pills to compensate him. Okay, you go back first. Yang Hongwu said, After dealing with these things, I will help you refine them. Master, you have to remember, I am so bland now. I haven't eaten Emperor-grade beast spirit pills for a long time. Whitey said. Yang Hongwu waved his hand and sent Whitey into the Immortal Pagoda. However, Whitey, this fellow, had a strong background. He actually ate Emperor-grade beast spirit pills before. And this guy always claimed to be a sovereign beast. Maybe he was really the reincarnation of a sovereign beast, or his cultivation base was sealed. Yang Hongwu shook his head and put these aside. Now, the most important thing was to deal with Zhang Yushin. Yang Hongwu removed the illusion array and activated another array. This was the array of the Spirit Pagoda Mountain. As soon as the array was activated, the spiritual chi in the array was sucked dry. The spiritual power and spiritual power of the martial artists in the array were imprisoned. The illusion array was removed. Both Tai Divine Wind and Zhang Yushin woke up in an instant. What's going on? Zhang Yushin's face suddenly changed. He realized that this was not the scene just now. Thinking of the situation just now, he instantly felt that something was wrong. Array? Zhang Yushin, you bastard, you actually schemed against me? Tai Divine Wind looked at Zhang Yushin and said angrily, No, I didn't. You still dare to deny it? This place is not far from your Zhang family. You didn't scheme against me? Tai Divine Wind said angrily, My things are gone. It was an illusion array just now. You actually deliberately lured me into an illusion array. What a big deal. You still dare to deny it? Tai Divine Wind punched out. Zhang Yushin quickly dodged. However, he had no spiritual power and his speed was very slow. Spiritual power, damn it, my spiritual power and spiritual power are imprisoned. At this moment, Zhang Yushin's face changed drastically as he suddenly remembered something. At this moment, Tai Divine Wind's casserole-sized fist had already landed on his face. Although this punch did not have any spiritual power, the pure power was still very terrifying. It sent Zhang Yushin flying in an instant. Half of his face was swollen and his bloody teeth were sent flying. Yang Hongwu, it's you? Zhang Yushin saw Yang Hongwu at this moment. That's right, it's me. Yang Hongwu looked at Zhang Yushin and sneered. Zhang Yushin, you didn't expect this day to come, right? Now, you have fallen into my hands and lost the apocalyptic Dharma Thunder. This day next year will be the anniversary of your death. Good, Yang Hongwu. Very good. I didn't expect that I would still be schemed against by you. Zhang Yushin knew that he couldn't escape this time. He looked at Yang Hongwu and Tai Divine Wind and said, Tai Divine Wind, good scheme. Your Tai Divine family is really good at scheming. Tai Shinxian, don't hide anymore. Come out. When Tai Shinxian heard this, she also walked out. She looked at Zhang Yushin and said, when you schemed against my master, did you expect this day to come? When you schemed against my Tai Divine family, did you expect this day to come? Tai Shinchuan's eyes were filled with killing intent. Chapter 971. Zhang Yushin's Doomsday. Hold on. At this moment, Yang Hongwu said, God Zhang Yushin, you should forget about these little tricks of yours. Yang Hongwu's figure flashed and grabbed Zhang Yushin's wrist. At this moment, there was a blue crossbow in Zhang Yushin's hand. It wasn't an ordinary crossbow. It was the famous god-slaying crossbow. Zhang Yushin, you're really something. Supreme Shinfeng was also shocked. If he had taken action just now, he would have died. This god-slaying crossbow was extremely terrifying. Not only could it break through a protective shield, but it was also extremely poisonous. Once one was hit by it, it would be extremely terrifying. Even if a peak great emperor didn't die, he would be severely injured. In this place, he didn't have any spiritual power. If he was hit by this god-slaying crossbow, he would definitely die. You little bastard, you're really powerful. Zhang Yushin was unwilling, but what could he do? He wanted to drag someone down with him before he died, but he failed in the end. Zhang Yushin, you're quite a character. However, you met me. Yang Hongwu said coldly, you can't escape death. I can give you some time. Say your last words. If it was another place, Yang Hongwu wouldn't dare to give Zhang Yushin a chance. However, in this formation, everything was under Yang Hongwu's control. There was no need to worry at all. He couldn't cause any waves. Last words? Haha. Zhang Yushin shook his head and sighed. Do it. If you want to get anything out of me, you're dreaming. What's so scary about death? I, Zhang Yushin, have lived for so many years and have changed everything. Death is nothing to be afraid of. My only regret is that I didn't get you in the end, Xian Xian. Humph. Yang Hongwu snorted coldly. Xian Xian isn't someone you can call. She's my woman. You could die now. Yang Hongwu threw out a punch. This punch contained all of Yang Hongwu's strength. Although it was only the strength of his physical body, it was equivalent to a blow from a great emperor. Without the support of dermic powers, how could Zhang Yushin's body withstand it? This punch instantly pierced through Zhang Yushin's heart. At this moment, his principal spirit flew out and turned into a beam of rainbow light. It instantly broke through the array formation and tore through the sky. This is the soul rainbow transformation technique. Tai Shinxian's expression changed. She wanted to stop it, but it was too late. When Yang Hongwu saw this, he realized that he had miscalculated and allowed Zhang Yushin to escape. Zhang Yushin was indeed Zhang Yushin. He actually had so many ways to escape. If he had exposed himself from the start, there would have been no way for him to escape. Who would have thought that he would actually abandon his physical body to escape? Using the rainbow transformation technique to escape with his soul was equivalent to abandoning his body. More importantly, his soul would be greatly damaged and heavily injured. As a result, even if he found a suitable body to possess, he would not be able to recover his strength in a short period of time. He would not be able to recover without at least 1,000 years. Moreover, he would be stuck at the late Great Emperor realm for the rest of his life. There was no way for him to recover to the peak Great Emperor realm, let alone break through. Even so, Zhang Yushin was not to be underestimated. He was definitely a formidable enemy. What worried Yang Hongwu even more was that there was a pure demonic power in this old man's body. This pure demonic power was not much weaker than the evil dragon blood essence that he had obtained. Although it was not comparable to the immemorial evil dragon's demonic power, it was still very terrifying. In the demon world, in the Jiutian City, there was probably no other demon with such pure demonic power except for the great demon Zetian. Even Yang Hongwu's true demon incarnation, the Taishang demon, did not have such pure demonic power. No wonder this old man was so angry after the demon spirit saber disappeared. Now it seemed that the demon spirit saber was indeed very important to Zhang Yushin. Let's not care about him. Although Yang Hongwu felt a trace of demonic power, he did not say anything. After all, it would not be easy to find Zhang Yushin now. Although Zhang Yushin had demonic power in his body, it would take a long time for him to recover. At most, it would be faster than when he did not have demonic power. Now that the apocalyptic Dharma lightning was in their hands, the threat of Zhang Yushin had been removed. It would be much easier to enter the ancient desolate battlefield for the Zhang family's altar. At the very least, without Zhang Yushin, the Zhang family would not be able to contend with the supreme divine sect. Now that we have the item, it's time to enter the ancient desolate battlefield and return to the ancient domain, said Yang Hongwu. All right, let's not delay. We will act now. As for Zhang Yushin's matter, I will have to trouble Uncle, said Tai Shunxian as she looked at Tai Shinfeng. Don't worry. Leave Zhang Yushin's matter to me. That bastard will not be able to escape my pursuit, said Tai Shunfeng confidently. I will have to trouble Senior. Are you still calling me Senior? My niece has already become your woman. You should be calling me Uncle. This isn't too much, right? Said Tai Shinfeng. When Tai Shinxian heard this, her face turned red. Seeing Tai Shinchuan's expression, Tai Shinfeng was extremely happy. He laughed heartily. His niece had never been in such a situation before. It was truly a rare sight. Uncle. Good, very good. Yang Hanwu, I will leave my niece to you. You must treat her well and not let her down. Otherwise, even if I have to risk my life, I will not let you off, said Tai Shinfeng as he patted Yang Hongwu's shoulder. No. I, Yang Hongwu, can swear to the heavens that I am not a heartless person, said Yang Hongwu promptly. I believe you. All right, I should go now. I won't disturb you any longer, said Tai Shinfeng as he disappeared in a flash. After seeing Tai Shinfeng leave, Yang Hongwu said, Senior sister, Xian Air, let's go. Okay. Yang Hongwu activated the divine movement talisman, and the three of them disappeared. After a few breaths, Yang Hongwu and the other two appeared outside the Zhang family's mountain gate. This is the Zhang family's residence, said Tai Shinxian. However, the Zhang family's mountain protecting grand formation is very impressive. But I believe that it shouldn't be a big problem for you, junior brother. Don't worry. This is just a piece of cake. Watch how I break the formation. Yang Hongwu took out a few formation-breaking pills. He spread his hands and shot them out. Those formation-breaking pills exploded with rays of light. They were like meteors. After landing in the air, they formed rays of light. Yang Hongwu then formed mysterious hand seals. After a few breaths, a crack appeared in the Zhang family's mountain protecting grand formation. Come, let's go in. Yang Hongwu waved his hand and said to the two women. Chapter 972. Exchanging hostages? Something's not right. After entering the formation, Yang Hongwu and Tai Shinxian immediately felt that something was wrong. They looked at each other and stopped. What's wrong? Lu Xianer asked. We've been exposed, Tai Shinxian said. Could it be Zhang Yushin? No, that's impossible. Zhang Yushin doesn't have the time. Yang Hongwu shook his head. He knew Zhang Yushin's situation very well. Moreover, Zhang Yushin couldn't possibly return to the Zhang family at this time. He would definitely find a secret place to hide and recover his cultivation. If it's not him, why would the Zhang family ambush us here? Tai Shinxian asked. You're finally here. We've been waiting for you for a long time. At this moment, a group of people walked out. The person leading them was the Zhang family's ancestor, Zhang Yushin's uncle, Zhang Quantu. He's the Zhang family's patriarch, Zhang Yushin's uncle, Zhang Quantu. Tai Shinxian whispered in Yang Hongwu's ear. Yang Hongwu nodded and activated the cat's delusion breaker eye to check the situation. Then, a ray of light flashed in Yang Hongwu's eyes. There was a trace of anger in his heart. He finally understood why their whereabouts had been exposed. It was because he saw someone in the Zhang family, someone he knew. This person was none other than Xiao Yingying, who had found Yang Hongwu to refine the blood pet elixir. After not seeing Xiao Yingying for a few days, Yang Hongwu thought that she couldn't wait to subdue the black sky fox after obtaining the blood pet elixir. He didn't expect that she would be captured by the Zhang family. Zhang Kuang-tu, let her go, Yang Hongwu said indifferently. Oh. Hearing Yang Hongwu's words, Zhang Kuang-tu was very surprised. I didn't expect you to know. As expected of the person chosen by Tai Shenxian. You're extraordinary. Let who go? Tai Shenxian and Lu Xian both looked at Yang Hongwu in surprise. Bring her here. Qiu Yingying. Tai Shenxian didn't expect that Qiu Yingying would be captured. Big brother Yang, who is she? Lu Xian asked with a slight frown. This woman was like a vixen, causing Lu Xian to feel extremely uncomfortable. Instinctively, she had a hostile attitude towards her. She's a senior sister of the supreme deity sect. Yang Hongwu said to Lu Xian, she's also a friend of mine. Don't misunderstand. I don't have that kind of relationship with her. That's not what I meant. Lu Xian's face reddened. Junior brother Yang, I'm sorry, I've implicated you. When Qiu Yingying saw Yang Hongwu and Tai Shenxian, she felt quite embarrassed and said, you can leave. Don't worry about me. They won't dare to do anything to me. Qiu Yingying was Wu Tianchuang's disciple, and Wu Tianchuang had a good relationship with Song Dahong's mother. Although the Zhang family had captured Qiu Yingying, they didn't dare to go too far. If they went too far, they would offend Wu Tianchuang and Song Dahong's mother, which would be disadvantageous to the Zhang family. However, Yang Hongwu didn't think so. If the Zhang family knew that Zhang Yushin had been schemed against by him and almost died, they wouldn't be like this. If Qiu Yingying wasn't rescued, she would probably become the first sacrifice. Senior sister, don't worry. We will save you. Yang Hongwu said, then looked at Zhang Kuang-tu and said, Zhang Kuang-tu, what do you want before you're willing to let her go? If you wanted to let her go, sure. One of the three of you can exchange for her. Zhang Kuang-tu chuckled. In fact, capturing Qiu Yingying wasn't Zhang Kuang-tu's wish. It was Song Dahong's order. However, Song Dahong didn't allow Qiu Yingying to be harmed. Capturing Qiu Yingying was only to threaten Yang Hongwu. Zhang Kuang-tu had already reached a deal with Song Dahong. Song Dahong needed the Supreme Saint Pavilion, and Zhang Kuang-tu needed the God-slaying flame that Yang Hongwu had obtained. The two of them were just taking what they needed. However, they didn't know that Zhang Yushin had been schemed against by Yang Hongwu and had suffered heavy losses. If they knew, they wouldn't have attacked Yang Hongwu so easily. I'll exchange, Yang Hongwu said. No. As soon as Yang Hongwu said that, the three women refused at the same time. Don't worry. If I dare to agree, then I'm confident. Yang Hongwu used his mind to communicate with Tai Shenxian and Lu Xian. Senior sister, protect Xian. I'll exchange for Qiu Yingying. They won't be able to trap me. It's too risky. Tai Shenxian said. It's fine. Have you forgotten my secret technique? Yang Hongwu said with a smile. If it was before, Yang Hongwu wouldn't have enough confidence. But now, Yang Hongwu was full of confidence. He had cultivated to the yin-yang 7 transformations and controlled time and space. Although there was no way to truly control time and space, he could control time for a short period of time. Coupled with his void travel secret technique, he could control time and space for a short period of time. It wouldn't be difficult to save someone. Zhang Kuang-tu, that old bastard, dared to scheme against him. He must pay the price. Yang Hongwu vaguely felt that Zhang Kuang-tu wasn't the only one who schemed against him. There should be other people. As for who it was, he had to lure the snake out of its hole. However, one thing was certain. That guy must be from the supreme divine sect. Moreover, there was a high chance that he had a grudge against him. So, the identity of the other party was obvious. However, he couldn't be sure before he had evidence. Okay, seal your cultivation. Come here. No. Tai Shenxian immediately refused when she heard that she had to seal her cultivation. Zhang Kuang-tu, don't go too far. Too far? This isn't too much at all. Zhang Kuang-tu said with a smile. I didn't force you. You can choose not to agree. Okay, I agree. Yang Hongwu's eyes flashed with killing intent. He had made up his mind to kill Zhang Kuang-tu and the Zhang family. Junior brother, no, I don't want you to save me. Qiu Yingying said loudly. It's okay. Yang Hongwu pointed a few times on his body and sealed his cultivation. For Yang Hongwu, his spiritual power was nothing. His spiritual power wasn't as strong as his physical body. Of course, his strongest point wasn't his physical body, but his spiritual power. As long as he had both his spiritual power and physical strength, he didn't have to worry at all. Moreover, he still had the secret technique of I-Chi turning Trinity. Yang Hongwu's mouth curved into a smile. Fortunately, the secret technique of I-Chi turning Trinity was not exposed. Otherwise, it wouldn't be easy to deal with such a situation. Sure enough, even heroes have a weakness for the charms of a beauty. Zhang Quanta laughed. Even I am touched. Yang Hongwu snorted. After sealing his spiritual power, he walked towards Zhang Quantu and said coldly, "Can you let her go now?" "Of course." Zhang Quantu waved his hand and said, "Let her go." After Zhang Quantu's people released Qiu Yingying, he took Yang Hongwu's wrist and said, "Let's go." Seeing Yang Hongwu being taken away, Lu Xian said anxiously, "Sister Xian, what should we do now?" "Don't worry. Since junior brother dares to do this, he must be confident." Taishun Xian said, "If junior brother has an accident, then there is no need for the Zhang family to exist." Chapter 973. Purgatory on Earth. Yang Hongwu was brought to a courtyard of the Zhang family by Zhang Quangtu. The formation of this courtyard was activated. It was a special formation. Not only was there a formation, there were also powerful restrictions. Among them, the dragon trapping restriction was the main one. Yang Hongwu sneered in his heart. He had already checked the layout of this place. These arrangements should be targeted at him. They probably knew that he was a powerful formation master, but they didn't know that he could easily break the restrictions while he was a formation master. No matter how powerful the restrictions were, they could be easily broken in front of him. Yang Hongwu, hand over the Great Saint Pavilion. Zhang Quanta looked at Yang Hongwu and said, "If so, I can give you a quick death." Great Saint Pavilion. Yang Hongwu sneered. "You want the Great Saint Pavilion? What a joke. If you don't hand it over, you'll suffer later. I'll let you know what it means to live a life worse than death." Zhang Quanta sneered. "Haha, Zhang Quangtu, your Zhang family definitely doesn't have the guts to go against Taishin Xian. I think there's someone behind you, right?" Yang Hongwu looked at him and said, "Moreover, this person is from the Supreme Divine Sect." "Who is it?" "I can guess most of it. You'd better call him out. I want to see who's plotting against me." "Yang Hongwu, do you want to see me?" A person walked out from behind. Yang Hongwu was shocked when he saw the person. It wasn't Song Dahong, but the most inconspicuous person, Jiang Ziji. Jiang Ziji was also one of the elders of the Supreme Divine Sect. He wasn't strong. He was only a late great emperor. He was one of the weakest people in the Supreme Divine Sect's Elder Assembly. "I didn't expect it to be you. You've hidden yourself well." Yang Hongwu saw Jiang Ziji. This result was indeed beyond his expectations. "Yang Hongwu, hand it over and I can spare your life." Jiang Ziji looked at him and said, "You are a smart person. Furthermore, you are not from this plane. As long as you hand over the super holy pavilion, I can send you out of this plane." "Hee, do you think I'm a fool?" Yang Hongwu sneered, as if he was looking at an idiot. "If I gave it to you, would I still be alive? Don't think that everyone is as stupid as you. Although you've hidden very well, you've also exposed a lot." "Exposed a lot?" Jiang Ziji was stunned. Then his eyes turned cold. "What else do you know?" "You're too confident. Although you've concealed it well, there's no such thing as an airtight wall in this world. Elder Wu Tianshuang, come out." Yang Hongwu said. "Yang Hongwu, how did you know?" At this moment, another person walked out of the hall. It was a beautiful middle-aged woman. Although this middle-aged woman looked to be in her 30s, her charm was extremely astonishing. It was so mesmerizing that it was hard to extricate oneself from it. Yang Hongwu sighed in his heart. This woman, what a terrifying seduction technique. As expected of Qiu Yingying's master. Although Qiu Yingying's attainments in the art of seduction were not bad, compared to the middle-aged woman in front of him, it was like the difference between heaven and earth. It was like the difference between a firefly and the bright moon. "Your good disciple told me." The corners of Yang Hongwu's mouth curled up into a smile. "Impossible. This is absolutely impossible. Yingying is my daughter. How could she betray me?" Hearing that, Wu Tianshuang shouted, "It really is her." Yang Hongwu said, "You lied to me?" Hearing that, Wu Tianchuang was furious and sent a slap towards Yang Hongwu. At this time, Yang Hongwu's figure flashed and dodged her slap. Not good. This little bastard did not seal his cultivation. Seeing this scene, Zhang Guangtu and Jiang Ziji's face changed. The two of them burst out with all their cultivation, one from the left and one from the right, and surrounded Yang Hongwu. However, how could Yang Hongwu let them do as they wished? They had no way to stop the void shuttling technique. These restrictions that were supposed to trap Yang Hongwu not only did not have any effect on Yang Hongwu, but also became their hindrance. Damn little bastard. Finding that the restrictions here had no effect on Yang Hongwu, Zhang Guangtu was furious. Wu Tianchuang was also very annoyed. Zhang Guangtu, what kind of damn restriction is this? It has no effect on that little bastard. I don't know why these restrictions have no effect on this little bastard. Zhang Guangtu smiled bitterly. Quickly remove the restriction. Otherwise, if this little bastard escapes, things will be serious. Wu Tianchuang said, "Yes, we must not let this little bastard leave here alive. Otherwise, the consequences will be unimaginable." Jiang Ziji nodded. The three of them surrounded Yang Hongwu. The three of them were very powerful. It could be said that they were the top forces in the entire divine world. If it was before, Yang Hongwu had no confidence in facing the three of them together. However, after dual cultivating with Tai Shunxian and Lu Xiener, Yang Hongwu had enough confidence after opening the Yin-Yang 7 transformations and controlling time and space. Although he could not completely control time, he could slow it down, speed it up, and even stop it for a short time. Even if it was only for a breath, or even shorter, it was still very terrifying. Of course, Yang Hongwu would not use this secret technique before he had absolute confidence or unless it was a last resort. Go! Yang Hongwu grabbed a large number of talismans with both hands. These talismans were of various attributes. There were myriad thunder talismans, ice seal talismans, meteor exterminating god talismans, divine fire prairie talismans, etc. These talismans were all Emperor-grade talismans. Although they were only low-level Emperor-grade talismans, it was still very terrifying when so many talismans burst out at the same time. In fact, Yang Hongwu felt pained when he threw out these Emperor-grade talismans. However, if they were not Emperor-grade talismans, they would not have much effect on these guys. Damned little bastard. How could he have so many talismans? Jiang Ziji was furious. Although these talismans could not cause fatal damage to them, they were very difficult to deal with. Resisting these talismans consumed a lot of energy. It must be that damned woman Tai Shunxian who gave them to him, Wu Tianchuang said angrily. While Wu Tianchuang and the other two were resisting the talisman attacks of one of his incarnations, Yang Hongwu's main body had set up a large array. This great formation was not simple. It was an incomplete great formation that Yang Hongwu had found in the Supreme Divine Sex Library. However, Yang Hongwu had repaired it. This formation was called Human Purgatory. Chapter 974. A woman's mind after the formation was completed, Yang Hongwu's incarnation disappeared with a smile on his face. Where is he? Yang Hongwu's incarnation suddenly disappeared. Zhang Guangtu and the other two were shocked. Impossible. How could this little bastard suddenly disappear? Jiang Ziji couldn't believe his eyes. How could a living person suddenly disappear in front of them? The three of them were late Great Emperor Realm and peak Great Emperor Realm experts. In this world, there was almost no one stronger than them. Even an invincible Great Emperor couldn't disappear silently in front of them. However, it was happening right before his eyes. Could it be that he's a Tai true God expert? No, it's absolutely impossible. How could Yang Hongwu have such a terrifying cultivation? If he's really a Tai true God, why would he be so long-winded with them? Wouldn't he just kill them directly? Therefore, Yang Hongwu must have used some kind of secret technique or a heaven-defying treasure to disappear. Thinking of this, the three's eyes lit up. Catch him. We must catch him and get the secret technique that allowed him to disappear suddenly. Men, search for him. At this time, Zhang Guangtu shouted and ordered the disciples of the Zhang family to search for Yang Hongwu's whereabouts. He believed that although Yang Hongwu's secret technique was powerful, it couldn't really make a living person disappear into thin air. He must still be in the Zhang family. No need to look for him. At this time, Yang Hongwu's voice came from outside. At this moment, the entire Zhang family was shrouded in the formation set up by Yang Hongwu. It was the Mortal Purgatory formation. This formation was extraordinarily powerful. With Little White's help, even an invincible Great Emperor might not be able to escape from it. Yang Hongwu, you didn't run away. This is something you'll regret later. Seeing Yang Hongwu appear, Zhang Quangtu was overjoyed. If Yang Hongwu escaped quietly, it would be difficult for them to catch Yang Hongwu again. However, to their surprise, Yang Hongwu did not escape. As long as they caught him, everything would be easy. Ah, what big words, how arrogant. You still don't understand the situation you're in. Who is the hunter, and whose life is in the hands of others? Yang Hongwu laughed loudly. Formation, rise. With a light shout from Yang Hongwu, a seal was shot out. In the blink of an eye, the entire Zhang clan was transformed into a boundless purgatory. Ghostly chi filled the air as countless wretch devils and evil ghosts appeared. This is the ghost domain. How is this possible? No, this looks like an endless purgatory, not a ghost region. The faces of the three changed greatly. The sudden change caught them off guard. The three of them, no, the entire Zhang clan was teleported into an endless purgatory. Such a method was too terrifying. If I'm not wrong, we're not in the ghost domain, nor is it the boundless purgatory. Instead, we are in that little bastard's treasure. Jiang Ziji frowned slightly and said, well, you're right. I'm afraid we're really in that supreme treasure. Wu Tianchuang and Zhang Quanta nodded. It was unrealistic to be teleported into a space like the ghost domain or the endless purgatory. Then, there was only one other possibility. This was the space of Yang Hongwu's supreme treasure. That supreme treasure was very powerful. It should be an existence that surpassed the highest Great Emperor weapon or even more powerful. If they could obtain that supreme treasure, their strength would become very powerful. They would definitely be able to contend against an invincible Great Emperor realm warrior. The eyes of the three flashed with greed. Now, the most important thing for us is how to get out of here. Zhang Quanta said, yes, the evil aura here is very corrosive. It seems to be able to erode our souls. Jiang Ziji frowned and said. The conversation of the three fell into Yang Hongwu's ears. He sneered in his heart. What a fool. What supreme treasure. What ghost domain. What endless purgatory. It's just an illusory formation. Yang Hongwu was more and more satisfied with Little White's ability. It had reached the point of perfection in operating the illusory formation. In this illusory formation, if he wasn't the person who set it up, he would have thought that it was real. This was especially terrifying. Seeing that the three of them were completely trapped in the illusory formation, along with the rest of the Zhang clan, Yang Hongwu breathed a sigh of relief. Why are you here? At this moment, Yang Hongwu saw Tai Shunxian and the other two women. He quickly walked over and asked. Tai Shunxian and Lu Xian were pleasantly surprised when they saw that Yang Hongwu was fine. However, Qiu Yingying was different. A trace of surprise and doubt appeared on her face. However, this trace of surprise and doubt disappeared in a flash. Yang Hongwu still noticed it. The matter of Zhang Quangtu capturing Qiu Yingying to threaten Yang Hongwu was basically a scheme against Yang Hongwu. Qiu Yingying also knew about it. Yang Hongwu was very displeased with Qiu Yingying's scheme. He pondered in his heart. Should he give her a chance? After all, she was a pretty good beauty. In this void divine world, apart from Lu Xian, and Tai Shunxian, Qiu Yingying was considered a good friend of his. Big brother Yang, it's great that you're fine. Lu Xian threw herself into Yang Hongwu's arms and said, you know, we were really worried about you. If something happened to you, Sister Xian and I wouldn't know what to do. It's great that you're fine. Tai Shunxian knew that Yang Hongwu must have his own trump card and plan. He would definitely be able to escape. However, she couldn't help but worry. Junior brother, thank you very much. Qiu Yingying also came over with a smile on her face. Yang Hongwu sighed inwardly. This woman was really a good actress. If she was on Earth, she would definitely be a movie queen. Yang Hanwu also knew that Xiao Yingying might not have been willing to scheme against him. However, the truth was the truth. If it wasn't for his strength and his trump card to escape, he was afraid that he would be a dead man now. Therefore, it was impossible for Yang Hongwu to not have a trace of malice towards Xiao Yingying. At least, Yang Hongwu couldn't treat Xiao Yingying the same way as before. Senior sister, you don't have to do this. I only did this because I was certain. If I wasn't certain, I'm afraid that I wouldn't have replaced senior sister as a hostage. Yang Hongwu said. These words made Xiao Yingying feel uncomfortable in her heart. There was a hint of resentment in her eyes. She knew that her position in Yang Hongwu's heart was still inferior to Tai Xinxian and Lu Xian. A trace of jealousy flashed in her heart. Why didn't she meet him first? Chapter 975. Filled with despair, that's right, junior brother. How did you escape? Xiao Yingying was now worried about her master and the others. Since Yang Hongwu appeared here, did it mean that something had happened to her master, Wu Tianshuang, and the others? I can't say for sure. Yang Hongwu said. However, Zhang Guangtu and the others are miserable. They're dead for sure. However, I saw someone who surprised me. Senior sister, do you know who it was? That person was your master, Wu Tianshuang. How is that possible? Tai Xinxian was shocked. Junior brother, are you joking with me? How could Elder Wu Tianshuang betray the Supreme Sect? Not only Wu Tianshuang, there was another person, Jiang Ziji. Yang Hongwu said coldly. How could this be? Tai Xinxian was very sad. She had never expected that Wu Tianshuang and Jiang Ziji, who were both elders, would betray the Supreme Sect and attack them. At this moment, Xiao Yingying's face became very pale. Junior brother Yang, are you joking with me? How could my master do such a thing? You must have seen wrongly. Xiao Yingying, senior sister Qiao, don't pretend. Yang Hongwu sighed. I don't know if you did this willingly, but you did participate in scheming against me. Xiao Yingying smiled bitterly and said, I'm sorry, junior brother Yang. I'll let you down. Go. Yang Hongwu sighed and said, leave the Supreme Sect. Junior brother, I beg you. Xiao Yingying knew that there was no turning back. She was very sad and regretful. Why didn't she persist and stop her master? You want me to release your master, Wu Tianshuang? Yang Hongwu looked at Xiao Yingying and guessed what she was thinking. Xiao Yingying was an orphan, and Wu Tianshuang's kindness to her was as heavy as a mountain. Wu Tianshuang was like a biological mother to her. It was hard for her to refuse Wu Tianshuang's request. Yang Hongwu could also see that this woman had feelings for him. If it wasn't for her master Wu Tianshuang, she wouldn't have schemed against him. She wanted to ask something of him, but it was nothing more than wanting him to spare Wu Tianshuang's life. Junior brother Yang, I beg you. Her kindness to me is as heavy as a mountain. She is my only family. As long as junior brother is willing to release my honored master, junior brother can do anything for me. Even if you want me to die. Xiao Yingying knelt down. Seeing Xiao Yingying like this, Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. He didn't expect Xiao Yingying to make such a choice. Yang Hongwu couldn't help but sigh. Wu Tianshuang had really taken in a good disciple. Unfortunately, she didn't seem to care about this disciple at all. She only treated her as a chess piece. Senior sister, get up. I can spare Wu Tianshuang. However, I can spare her from the death penalty, but it's hard to get rid of the punishment. I will cripple a portion of her cultivation so that she can peacefully spend her old age. Yang Hongwu sighed. According to Yang Hongwu's character, those who dared to scheme against him would definitely die. However, seeing Xiao Yingying like this, Yang Hongwu really couldn't do it. Thank you, junior brother. Xiao Yingying was overjoyed when she heard this. Let's go and have a look, Yang Hongwu said to the three women. This time, Tai Xinxian's face was extremely gloomy. After all, as the head of a sect, she had encountered such a situation. Two powerful elders had betrayed her. If this happened at a crucial moment, the Supreme Deity sect would probably suffer a devastating blow. The three of them arrived at the Zhang family's courtyard. Wu Tianshuang and the others were still crazily slaughtering in the illusory array. This time, the three of them had consumed a lot of energy. Each of them was on the verge of mental collapse. This mortal purgatory array was very terrifying. It consumed a lot of mental energy. If one's strength wasn't enough, the consumption would be greater. What should we do? We have no way to break out of this space. Could this be the Great Saint Pavilion? Jiang Ziji said. Impossible. Although the Great Saint Pavilion is full of danger, it's absolutely impossible for such an evil space to appear. If I'm not wrong, this must be a supreme demonic tool. It's even more terrifying than the demonic spirit battle blade, Wu Tianchuang said. Zhang Kuang too. Asked Zhang Yushan for help. Zhang Yushan has always been guarding the demonic spirit battle blade. He should be very familiar with the demonic space. If we want to break out of this damn space, we need to ask him for help. At this time, Jiang Ziji looked at Zhang Kuang too and said, "This spatial treasure is too strange and too powerful. If this continues, I'm afraid we'll all die here." I miscalculated. I didn't expect that little bastard to have such a powerful treasure. Jiang Ziji also smiled bitterly. He had the reputation of being a wise elder, but he didn't expect that he would be schemed against by a little kid. I also underestimated him and overestimated ourselves. Wu Tianchuang sighed. When I knew that kid was willing to exchange his body for my disciple, I should have known that we were too careless. However, it's too late to say this now. The most important thing now is how to leave this damn place. See if you can contact Zhang Yushan and ask him to save us. That's the only way. Zhang Quantu took out a communication jade talisman. This was a special communication jade talisman. It was not an ordinary communication jade talisman. It was the trump card of the Zhang family. It could only be used in special circumstances. These communication jade talismans were very precious and could only be used once. Zhang Quantu cast a spell on the communication jade talisman. The communication jade talisman flashed with light. However, what was surprising was that after flashing many times, there was no reaction. What's going on? There's no way to connect. Jiang Ziji had a bad premonition in his heart, and Zhang Quantu's face also sank. The communication jade talisman didn't connect. Maybe he's in the middle of cultivation. I'll try again. Saying that, Zhang Quantu once again cast a spell, trying to activate the communication jade talisman. However, the effect was still the same. No, there's no way to connect. He's probably cultivating in a special space. There's no way to connect the communication jade talisman under special circumstances. What should we do? We can only hold on for 2 hours at most. If we don't get help in 2 hours, I'm afraid we'll all die here. Wu Tianchuang's tone was very anxious. He regretted it in his heart. If he hadn't coveted the Great Saint Pavilion and the Nihility True Flame, he wouldn't have recorded such an ending. However, it was too late to regret now. Is there no way to send messages out in this space? That's also possible. Is there no other way? Are we destined to die here? Chapter 976. Killing each other. You still want to ask Zhang Yushan for help? He can't even protect himself now. How can he come to save you? At this time, Yang Hongwu appeared in the array and sneered at the three of them. Yang Hongwu, you little beast, what kind of demonic technique did you use? Seeing Yang Hongwu, Zhang Quantu said angrily, "Let us go quickly, otherwise you will die without a burial place. You're a prisoner, yet you're still so arrogant." Yang Hongwu sneered when he heard this. With a wave of his hand, his spiritual power condensed into a huge palm, like a palm leaf fan, and slapped Zhang Quantu's face. This time, Zhang Quantu couldn't resist at all, and a huge palm print appeared on his face in an instant. Damn beast! After being slapped, Zhang Quantu was furious. He glared at Yang Hongwu with sparks in his eyes. If looks could kill, Yang Hongwu would have died countless times. Still so arrogant? Yang Hongwu sneered and slapped him again. In an instant, Zhang Quantu was like a pig. "Kill me if you have the guts," Zhang Quantu said angrily. "Do you think I don't dare?" Yang Hongwu sneered. "I know. You think Zhang Yushan will avenge you and save you, right? You're too naive. Zhang Yushan is now only a remnant soul, struggling at death's door. I don't know where he is hiding to cultivate." "Impossible. This is absolutely impossible," Zhang Quantu shouted. "Yushan has countless treasures in his hands. His strength is only one step away from reaching the invincible Great Emperor realm. You're just a great sage. How can you be his opponent? How can you defeat him? Nothing is impossible. That's the truth. In addition, I'll tell you something. Yang Hongwu said coldly, Zhang family is finished. Because of you and Zhang Yushen, Zhang family is completely finished. I will uproot Zhang family. Everyone in Zhang family will die. When Zhang Quanto heard this, his pupils contracted fiercely. You want to destroy my Zhang clan? Why are you afraid? Are you regretting it? But it's too late. Let me tell you the truth. I came to the Zhang family to borrow your altar so that I could leave the empty divine realm and enter the ancient battlefield. But you wanted to stop me and go against me. You wanted to take a fancy to my treasure. That's why we ended up in this situation. The destruction of the Zhang family was caused by you and Zhang Yushen. If you want to hate someone, hate yourselves, Yang Hongwu said coldly. You dare. If you dare to do this to my Zhang clan, I won't let you off even if I become a ghost. When Zhang Quanto heard this, he became even angrier. His hatred was strong. He stared at Yang Hongwu as if he wanted to eat him alive. If Zhang Yushan was killed by him, then it would be possible for him to destroy the Zhang family. After all, he still had Tai Shun Xian behind him. Tai Shun Xian could mobilize the power of the entire Supreme God sect. Even after becoming a ghost, you won't let me go? I'm not afraid when you're alive. Why would I be afraid when you're dead? Yang Hongwu said coldly. If that's the case, then go to hell. Yang Hongwu grabbed Zhang Quantu's neck with his big hand. He exerted his strength and broke Zhang Quantu's neck in an instant. As soon as Zhang Quantu's soul came out, Yang Hongwu's eyes emitted a cold light. He grabbed Zhang Quantu's soul in the void, and a ball of flame appeared. Zhang Quantu's soul instantly turned into ashes. Seeing this, Jiang Ziji and Wu Tianxuan were dumbfounded. He really dared to kill Zhang Quantu. Who was Zhang Quantu? He was the head of the Zhang family. Although the Zhang family's strength couldn't be compared to the Supreme God sect, it was definitely a first-class force in the empty divine realm. Moreover, there was a terrifying super expert like Zhang Yushen. If Zhang Yushen wanted to take revenge, it would be very terrifying. Even a huge force like the Supreme God sect wouldn't be able to withstand the revenge of such a terrifying expert. Therefore, if it wasn't for the fact that they had no other choice, they would never offend such a super expert. However, Yang Hongwu did it. Not only did he kill Zhang Quantu, but he also destroyed his soul. He didn't even have the chance to reincarnate. You really killed him? Wu Tianxuan pointed at Yang Hongwu and asked, You're afraid. He was killed by me. You guys schemed against me with him. Die with him. Yang Hongwu's eyes emitted a terrifying cold light. You can't kill me. I'm Yingying's master. If you kill me, Yingying will be sad. She won't forgive you. Wu Tianxuan saw that Yang Hongwu really wanted to kill Zhang Quantu. She was really afraid. She didn't want to die. Hee. Yang Hongwu sneered. Now you know fear. Now you remember that you're senior sister Chio's master. Why didn't you think of senior sister Chio when you used her to scheme against me? This woman was really selfish. Now that she was about to die, she thought of Chio Yingying. She wanted to use Chio Yingying to save her life. Don't kill me. Yang Hongwu, Martial nephew Yang, let me go this time. I can promise that I won't do anything to you. I can help you with whatever you want. I'm Yingying's master. She listens to me the most. I promise that Yingying will serve you well. If that's not enough, I can also become your woman. Wu Tianxuan looked at Yang Hongwu. At this time, her whole body emitted boundless charm. Yang Hongwu had to admit that Wu Tianxuan's charm was very amazing. She was even more charming than Chio Yingying. However, in Yang Hongwu's eyes, she was nothing. This kind of woman would even use her own disciple for a little benefit. This kind of woman could give up anything for benefits. Yang Hongwu didn't like her. She was too selfish. No matter how beautiful she was, Yang Hongwu didn't care. In Yang Hongwu's heart, any of his women was 1,000 times more beautiful than her. You go and kill Jiang Ziji. I'll spare your life. Since Yang Hongwu promised Chio Yingying not to kill Wu Tianxuan, he naturally wouldn't go back on his words. Okay. When Wu Tianxuan heard Yang Hongwu's words, she was immediately overjoyed. She condensed her magical power and launched an attack at Jiang Ziji. Wu Tianxuan, you're crazy. You attacked me. Do you really think that Yang Hongwu will let you go if you kill me? Jiang Ziji saw Wu Tianchuang attacking him and immediately became anxious. He shouted, Jiang Ziji, all of this is your idea. If it wasn't for you, how could this happen? How could I attack Yang Hongwu? Everything is because of you. So you must die. Wu Tianchuang's attacks became more and more ruthless. Each of her attacks wanted to kill Jiang Ziji. Chapter 977. Redemption. You're the one who forced me to do this. Do you really think that I'm that easy to bully? Jiang Ziji saw that Wu Tianchuang was determined to kill him, and he couldn't care less anymore. He had a lot of trump cards that he wanted to use at the most crucial moment. However, he didn't expect that Wu Tianchuang would want to kill him. Wu Tianchuang was very strong, and he had to take it seriously. He knew that even if he killed Wu Tianchuang, Yang Hongwu wouldn't be easy to deal with. However, if he didn't use his trump card, he would be killed by Wu Tianchuang right here and now. Therefore, Jiang Ziji had no choice this time. Jiang Ziji took out something in his hand, which turned into a giant beast. The giant beast bared its fangs and brandished its claws. It was extremely ferocious. It had sharp claws and long fangs. Its terrifying aura was terrifying. Celestial Demon Marten. Wu Tianchuang was shocked. She didn't expect that Jiang Ziji had hidden his strength so well. He actually had a Celestial Demon Marten. The Celestial Demon Marten wasn't an ordinary beast. In the Void Divine world, the most terrifying beast was the Celestial Demon Marten. Wu Tianchuang had obtained a blood pet elixir from Yang Hongwu. She had thought of taming a Celestial Demon Marten, but it was too ferocious and terrifying. It was too difficult to capture a Celestial Demon Marten. Therefore, she chose to give up. After all, capturing a Celestial Demon Marten required a huge price and a great risk. If she wasn't careful, she might die. It wasn't worth the risk. However, she didn't expect that Jiang Ziji had obtained a Celestial Demon Marten. Moreover, he didn't show it at all. How could Wu Tianchuang not be shocked? Yang Hongwu was also shocked when he saw the Celestial Demon Marten. After coming to the Void Divine world for so long, he naturally knew about the most ferocious and terrifying beasts in the Void Divine world. The Celestial Demon Marten was extremely powerful. An adult Celestial Demon Marten's combat strength was definitely not weaker than a peak Emperor Realm expert. The Celestial Demon Marten was extremely ferocious and rampant. Under the frenzied attacks of the Celestial Demon Marten, Wu Tianchuang had no way to block it. Originally, Wu Tianchuang had already consumed a lot of energy in the formation. He was like an arrow at the end of its flight. Now that he was facing the Celestial Demon Marten, there was no way for him to resist. Moreover, Jiang Ziji was beside him. Wu Tianchuang was no match for him. Yang Hongwu, save me. After discovering Jiang Ziji's savagery, Wu Tianchuang was no match for him. Originally, he was suppressing Jiang Ziji, but now, he was constantly dodging. This made Wu Tianchuang very depressed. She didn't expect that Jiang Ziji had hidden his strength so deeply. This made her very helpless. She could only ask Yang Hongwu for help. She didn't want to die. Yang Hongwu shook his head. Yang Hongwu, if you save me, I'll give you a great opportunity, Wu Tianchuang shouted. What opportunity? Great Seal of Life. What? You have news about the Great Seal of Life? Yang Hongwu's eyes suddenly lit up. The Great Seal of Life was a supreme treasure. It was said that it was refined from the core of a great world. It contained supreme power of the Great Law. Moreover, there was a great world in the Great Seal of Life. If one could obtain the Great Seal of Life, it would be equivalent to obtaining a great world. It was not a small world, but a great world. It was said that the Great Seal of Life was a treasure left behind by a Tai true God. If one could obtain the Great Seal of Life and comprehend the opportunity within, he would have the opportunity to break through to the Tai true God realm. In the past, there were countless experts who fought for the Great Seal of Life. Countless experts died in the battle. However, the Great Seal of Life went missing in the end. Since then, the Great Seal of Life became a legend. What surprised Yang Hongwu was that Wu Tianchuang actually told him about the Great Seal of Life. This really surprised Yang Hongwu. It did not matter if it was true or not. It was worth a try. There was a great world in the Great Seal of Life. It was not a small world. A great world was a great world like the heavenly region and the demon region. It was not the sorcerer world, the demon world, or the ancient desolate continent. These were all small worlds. However, there was a great world in the Great Seal of Life. Once one obtained the Great Seal of Life and made it recognize him as its master, he would obtain great benefits. Becoming a Tai true god was not a dream. Compared to the Tai true god realm, the so-called Great Emperor realm was not worth mentioning. It was like the difference between an adult and a baby. It was the same for Yang Hongwu. The Great Seal of Life was too precious and too important. If he could obtain it, it would definitely be a great opportunity. Hence, no matter what, Yang Hongwu would not miss out on it. He waved his hand and a vast energy burst out. The energy of the entire formation gathered in his hand, and he struck out. The celestial demon Martin was hit by the attack and was sent flying. Seeing that Yang Hongwu finally made a move, Wu Tianchuang finally let out a sigh of relief. As long as he made a move, she would not have to worry about her life. At this moment, Wu Tianchuang was battered and exhausted. Her clothes were torn and tattered, which made her look even more attractive. Even Yang Hongwu could not help but take another look at her. Noticing Yang Hongwu's gaze, Wu Tianchuang did not restrain her charm. She did not feel that there was anything wrong with it. Instead, she was secretly delighted and acted even more attractive. Yang Hongwu, do you really want to kill me? Jiang Ziji looked coldly at Yang Hongwu and said, if you want to kill me, I will not let you have an easy time. Even if I'm not your opponent, I can still severely injure you. At most, we will fight to the death. Yang Hongwu, kill him. Kill this bastard. It was his idea to deal with you. If it wasn't for him, I would not have schemed against you. If I wanted to deal with you, I would have fallen into his trap. Wu Tianchuang looked at Jiang Ziji, and her eyes were filled with killing intent. She shouted at Yang Hongwu. Because she almost died in Jiang Ziji's hands, Wu Tianchuang hated Jiang Ziji to the bone. Yang Hongwu looked at Jiang Ziji and said, I can spare your life, but what benefits can you give me? What will you use to redeem your life? Since Jiang Ziji could capture the celestial demon Martin, it was enough to prove that he was far from simple. One had to know that there were many people who had obtained the blood pet elixir, such as Tai Shenxian, Tai Shenfeng, Wu Tianchuang, and so on. They had all obtained the super blood pet elixir refined by Yang Hongwu, but they had not been able to capture a powerful beast and tame it as a battle pet. However, Jiang Ziji had obtained such a terrifying beast and tamed the celestial demon Martin as his battle pet. Therefore, although Jiang Ziji did not seem to be strong on the surface, there was probably a very powerful force behind him, and he had a very powerful trump card. I will give you my wisdom sword, Jiang Ziji thought and said. You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.